Listen, listen, listen. I forgot to put myself on the screen when it started. Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings, where I will be here for at least 3 hours, and I will ramble on about God knows what. Ed will complain that it takes me 2 hours and 45 minutes to get to the topic, that no one really needs to talk about the news as much as I do, yet you guys still stick around and listen to what I have to say. And I even get to double dip against some of you, as you guys are so stupid to be channel members and give me extra money, and how some of you will even send super chats. Wow. I can say a lot. That's probably why I can ramble on, but I can say a lot before taking a breath. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. We had fun with a show that we were on. So I got to host the Clubhouse, which is Oz's, and Oz asked Ed if he could do it, but Ed was busy, so Ed asked if I could do it. So I got to do the takeover, and I got to do all kinds of things, and got to introduce my people to the Clubhouse. But hopefully we're able to keep a lot of the guys that are also normally watching and waiting for Motu news, and, well, of course, some Mythic Legions, which stuff did drop. So had a total blast, and we're definitely going to get into it very, very shortly. All right, give me 1 second here. Wrong button. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things that happened over the weekend. So, Friday night, what did we do? I don't think we did anything Friday night. Just kind of messed around. Like I said, we did the show on Saturday. And then Sunday, I actually went out and rode my skateboard for a half hour and realized exactly how out of shape that I am. But I had a good time. But it is so... Where did I just see Ed's? Yes, Action Fig says, listen. Is it Bobcat free here? So I just want to say, if you missed the Clubhouse, I'm just going to tell you right now, man, this is the type of stuff that you're missing. I really don't do this, but you have been really good in here. Shoot on over there. What the hell was that? Was there like a bobcat attacking someone? Or what the hell was that noise?
Jesus Christ, what was that?
It sounded like a bobcat attacking. I normally don't do this, especially to someone who just jumped in, but he's been so good. Go check out his YouTube channel and give him a subscribe.
Yes. Yeah, dude, his videos are actually pretty cool. I like his videos, and he's asking questions back to the community to get them to kind of guide where he wants to go with what he wants to review and stuff. He's been making some good videos.
Okay, yeah. What was the noise? What was the fucking noise? Because that sounds
nobody's gonna fess up. What was that?
I think it was usual Mike. He's the only one that has little people running around him. He's the only one with people around him.
He looked a little suspicious.
I didn't see nothing.
That sounded like a bobcat outside my house does.
He might just always look suspicious now that I'm looking at him.
We don't have bobcats. Was it you?
All right, so that is what you guys missed. Supposedly, Usual Mike said that it was his son celebrating something in a game. Now, I don't know what kind of celebration that is. But you all heard it. At first, I thought I was crazy when I said it. And then Matthew said it. I'm like, is Matthew just placating me to so I don't sound like an idiot? But Ed going... all of a sudden, like, stopping me and like, what was the noise? What was the fucking noise? I'm sorry. That was awesome. And that's the type of stuff that you missed. I don't know if we'll ever have another Bobcat on a Punk with Toys, but if you were watching, you got to see it live. Supposedly everyone is perfectly fine. And if anyone's wondering, it was like 2:00 in the morning, I think. And Usual Mike is in Australia, so he is the only one that would have had kids running around. I think he's the only one with little kids as it is. So it was, let's just say that it was it was an interesting night. I think you guys would all agree. So before we get into everything else, let's say hi to everyone. And Stanley Everhart starts right up. Pack it up, pack it in. He starts with 19.7. If anyone is wondering, right now, Viper Island is bleeding subscribers. He's gone from 20,000.4 to 19.7 in a matter of about 3 or 4 days. So that is what he is alluding to. We have GI Bro is in the house, another channel member. Loki Wartooth, the first moderator, Matthew Matson. We have Brick Something here. What up, Punk? And Punks. You know, sometimes, man, my man is going 100 miles an hour. Jay Astro is here. We have Eric Thurman is in the house. Snow Wolf. Johnny Reno is here. We have Rick Husky. Krusty Old Crow. 3-star draw. David R is here. Cobra Commander. James Lucas. We have Joe Gonzalez. Did I say it right, man? I think I was trying to pronounce it the other day. We have Son of a Crayon Slayer. Todd C is here. Did I say 3-star draw? Poncho Studios is here. Nolan is in the house, and I was told that when Nolan is here, we're officially a ToyTube channel. So I guess I'm a ToyTube channel. Allison Troy, who has been so gracious with May the Power of the Force, and we were discussing, I think we're going to do a live stream at the end of this month after her show on Friday. Machine Man is here. Patrick Strauko is here. Woody triple two hasn't even dropped a fart noise yet. We said Eric Thurman. I already mentioned the Titan. Tony's Figs is here. Believe it or not, I've talked to Tony today. I know, shocker, everyone. Shark Eyes is here. I don't know if Shark Eyes heard the Bobcat. Yes, hello. See you next Tuesday with toys and the rest of y'all. You Are a Clown is here. The Briscoe is here. So many channel members. I hope you guys watch the comments. The comments video that I dropped. We have Action Figs, one of the other moderators. Ed, it is great to see you. John Doe is in the house. I hope no one's saying anything real important. Yeah, I love it. Again, I already showed this. To those concerned, no bobcats were harmed in the filming of Punk with Toys. Hey, we were more concerned. I was more concerned for Usual Mike and his family, man. I'm sorry. That is, I don't know what kind of celebration that is, but and I know he's on right now because I just was over at Yojo Jerk, and I know he was live there. So hopefully he'll tune in and we can play this again for him. But I'm sure there are a few others that have just jumped in. Here we have Pop Blender here. We have Toyamic Displays. I love that name. It flows so wonderfully. But yeah, Allison says that was not a bobcat. That was a dingo. What did he talk about? I think the dingo came up about someone had asked since we were on it, like, hey, is it true that dingoes eat babies? And he kind of gave the story about, yeah, there was a missing baby and they found that the dingo had eaten it or something. Yeah, I just, dude, so awesome. All right, so I said hi to Brick. May the Power of the Force. It is still going on. We have missed a day. One person has missed a day. Saturday, I don't see a video up, and that is fine. He had some technical difficulties. Say hi to Jeff Morris really quick. But on Friday, Brick Something dropped his video, and it is absolutely awesome. I loved it. I've talked about this before. I love seeing people doing something different, and he talked about traveling with them in the band, and he talked about other stuff that they did. It was awesome. And I was watching his live stream last night, and I'm putting this right here. We have 54 people watching right now, which means we should have 54 likes. But Brick Something right now is 14 away from hitting 1,000 to where he can completely monetize. So if you are not subscribed right now, I want everyone right now to go over there, hit that subscribe button for Brick Something. Push him over 1,000. I absolutely love when I see someone that is so close to 1,000 and we're able to push him over on the show, because it really says not what this community can do, but what this fellowship can do. And that is directly taken from Pop Blender. He was talking about it. He said, you know what? He goes, I know what community means, but I like to call it a fellowship. And you know what? I kind of like that better because let's be honest, a lot of this community is bullshit right now. But the fellowship, and again, if we all liked the Lord of the Rings, you know exactly where that's coming from. So I'm not going to say that I won't leave until he hits 1,000 today, because there is a good chance that a lot of you already subscribed. And I can't go forever. But I think we can get him over 1,000. I know there's a lot of people that may not have watched Brick Something, but he not only does he put out good content, he is honestly one of the really, really, really good guys in this community. So please go over there right now, hit that subscribe button. The earlier you do, the less I have to talk about it. A matter of fact, right now, he is now up to 992. And once you hit 1,000 Brick, you hit that little button just so you can get monetized completely, get it done, and then you'll be a happy camper because you can make a little bit of money off the stuff you put into it. All right. So I talked about the bobcat. That was a wonderful night. I didn't plan on going that long. Definitely did not plan on going that long on Saturday night, but time just went by. So, and there were a lot of people. Lots of wheeze. All right, lots of super chats for wheeze. If you don't know that, if we are streaming on a Saturday and I am simulcasting, if you send a super chat, you can get me to spin around. And I'm not doing it on this show because I would be way, way, way too dizzy by the time we're done. So anyway, so what I got in this week, you've probably seen, is the Firefly, and we'll be kind of discussing the Mezco. That is the topic, and the topic is, hey, is Mesco giving too much stuff? And it sounds awful and stupid to say, and hopefully once I get into it, you guys will understand exactly what I'm talking about, because I think when the G.I. Joe Mezcos hit, they were top notch. And then I think something happened with trying to give away too much, and I think you'll know what I'm talking about. So, B Rivia says, "You got my support. Thank you very much." We have Grizzle Horn is subbed to Brick Something. Pop Blender, Loki Wartooth. Come on, where are we at? Are we at 1,000 yet? Because I think that's awesome. Not to mention, 999. Now, there's no way we're not going to hit 1,000. Also, I'd like to say, anytime that I do in my channel that I'm able to push them over 1,000, I get 10% of their monetization. So that means I'll get like 30 cents a month from these guys. It really helps pay the bill. And look, here is Payne's toy samples. I hope everything is well with you. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Anyway, I got some gridiron reviews up, and I did just get this thing in. All right, the skateboarder. I know, seems kind of stupid. And it's from what the hell is this called? It says it's Palm Hero, but they make other figures. Now, this one, he doesn't have any painted facial features, which is kind of weird. His board seems kind of small. I can't wait to open them. I just got it. It's all waterlogged. All right. My kids got home at 4:30, and I got home at 6, and it rained, and the box was drenched. I bring it in. You know the box is wet, but I didn't realize it was all in it. I pull this thing out. Water's literally dripping out of it. I move the box off my counter. It's just this big, huge, wet spot, like after, a night with a woman and you can't sleep anywhere in your bed. So anyway, Brick says, I'll be getting 35 cents in the mail. Hey, it all helps, man. It all helps. But yeah, get Brick up over 1,000. Are we over 1,000 yet? Brick has now hit 1,000 subs. Thanks to all of you. Honestly, again, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to calling it the Fellowship, and that is all Pop Blender. I heard him say it. And again, I just really, this community, like he said, it can be wonderful at times. It truly, truly can be wonderful at times. So I will be going back to this here. I will be doing a review sometime this week. While on the Clubhouse, I did order the latest gridiron piece that can be used for the vamp. Now, again, remember, all those pieces for the vamp are not mine. They're actually my buddies. But I ordered it just because I like the loadout that's in that case. The gun, the grenades, different things like that. And it also comes with the little pocket knife that was originally only came with the airborne loadout. So I ordered it. It was also on sale for $25. It's not anymore. I just like their cases, and that weapon looked absolutely awesome. So let's say hi to Fecy Viper and James Lucas, I see, have joined the chat. So 61 people. I hope we have 61 likes. Brick, congratulations. I'm happy for you. You deserve it. Bounty Killer Customs. So let's do this one more time because I know a few more people have joined here. We'll copy this. And we're going to drop in Bricks. Again, go over the get him well over 1,000. He deserves it. All right. So quickly, I do want to mention, I mentioned this before. I'm going to mention again that the merch store. So we have the merch store, all the links, all the affiliated links, Amazon. You order something on Amazon, please click over really quick. You know, it definitely does help support the channel. Every little thing goes back into everything that I'm doing here. Believe me. So quickly here, I've showed it before, but I'm hoping I will get to see a few people wearing this merchandise out at Joe Fest. The shirts, again, they're actually pretty nice. The hats I have not ordered. I know one of the hats, people have said that the logo is too small. The Damn It Larry is not, but that might seem kind of weird. But hey, it's up to you if you want to walk around with the Damn It Larry. But again, mugs, there's stickers and all that other good stuff. So, and if Matthew sees anyone at DFW with it, he better take a picture and send it to me. Especially if it's in front of anyone specific, that'd be even better. So this is here. But again, if I don't mention the stuff, and it's kind of weird, people have kind of said, hey, you know what? If you don't mention it, who's really going to talk about it? But the affiliate links, whether it be Hella Dope Toys, Entertainment Earth, Amazon, all those different things, everything does help. So I guess I have to push and shill for myself. TK Storm jumped in. Yo. Finally, I made a live stream. I've been hanging out in the replay squad too much. I'm just going to say it is way more fun when it's live. But I love it. Like, I have tried to make this show so it is made so you can watch it on the replay and kind of be entertained. I hope you're entertained. We have Graf here looking good in that Quick Kick t-shirt punk. This was before Quick Kick. So this is when I used the Shang-Chi to battle Storm Shadow, and it actually just came out really, really nice. And there is Astrodamus, who actually showed up, I do believe, before his sister. And I know lots went on. I wish you would have told me you weren't doing a Star Wars video. You couldn't, because I would have got a fill-in. Speaking of Star Wars videos, has anyone heard from Speaking Moistly yet? Because I still haven't heard from Speaking Moistly, and I don't believe Allison has either. So I don't really know what to do. I want to have someone. Is there anyone that wants to do a Star Wars Power of the Force video that can throw one up before next week? It would be great. Let me know. Let Allison know, and we'll slot you in where Speaking Moistly is, because no one knows where he's at. So, and then quickly, let's talk about what we have going on. So last Wednesday we had Tony Figs, who did Tarkin. If you want to find out how Tarkin may or may not be gay and who his lover would be, well, Tony's Figs has that covered, kind of, somewhat, sort of. We don't know, but he does talk a lot of stuff about that. Skelevator, he likes Guido. That's all I'm gonna say. He likes Guido. Go over there, check his stuff out. Brick Something put on a marvelous video. I was dying laughing. You broke down so much stuff that you've heard musicians and when they talk about stuff behind the scenes. Absolutely awesome. Wilhelm Toys dropped the APWT. Shark Eyes, I've not had a chance to check yours out as I was taking my customary nap and power was cut out at 8 p.m. So I was sleeping, or at least trying to, but everyone kept waking me up. And then we have 3-Star doing another Lando Calrissian. So check them all out. I forgot to post links on the Facebook group page. I will do that. I know, dude. I'm a horrible host, dude. I've been horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I get so I'm so overflushed with everything going on with just with the YouTube that I'm doing and all the the BS that's been going on. I should really be promoting more, and I'm just like completely overwhelmed with everything. So, but I am here because I honestly love doing this show and I love talking to all of you guys. So, Pop Blender says that he is finished. I'm finishing my review tonight. We'll set it to premiere for Friday night. Can't wait. How many times do I have to tell you guys do not come in here and promote your videos and your reviews? All right. No one's here to. Oh, wait a minute. Pop Blender also. He will be doing a show soon. Or he's already starting to do shows with Down South 77. You also may know him as Darren. Check them out. He'll also be doing a show with the moderator, my moderator, Matthew Matson. I don't know who's going to mod that show, but not me. Ed can, because Ed does his mod. Oh, wait a minute. He's going to go up against my other moderator, Ed. At the same time that he'll be going up against Aaron the Toy Enhancer and possibly his cousin. Tuesday has become a complete cluster for toy tubers, but it is awesome. All right, so hold on, wait a minute. We just had, let's see. I know someone else. So Pop Blender says, okay, so tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central. Okay, listen, let me just tell you something. Drake, I said, listen. We go by Eastern Standard Time. I don't know anything else. Matthew, drop a link. Listen, Matthew and Ed, you guys are allowed to drop whatever links that you want, but you are definitely encouraged to drop links to your own shows, considering I don't pay you anything. So you guys have shows. You guys are more than welcome to drop links. The reason why you guys are mods is because you guys know how I think, and we kind of are all on the same page, especially when Bobcats attack. All right, when the Bobcats attack. Terrence is. What's up? Quickly, let's do this again. We can do it really quick. I don't know. It's going to happen a few times, so I really don't do this, but you have been really good in here. Shoot on over there. What the hell was that? Was there like a Bobcat attacking someone? That was the Bobcat attack. I have watched that video. I've watched that video so many times. All right. And again, I take no credit for it other than it happened on my show. I've watched it so many times because it is so damn fucking funny. So I had Christopher Scuba. I'm sorry, Christoph Scuba, not Christopher. Christoph Scuba. No, dude. Believe me, we sat there trying to figure it out. We all heard it. The only one that didn't hear it was the one that it actually happened in his house, and that was Usual Mike. And I was so glad that he was able to join in. All right. So, quickly, let me. So Matthew put a link to his show there, to their show. I don't want to say his show; it's his and Pop Blenders, and it's not going to be just toys. It's pop culture stuff. If I am if I'm correct on that, right, guys? So, and Ed says, no, join me tomorrow. um, yeah, he said that he clarified it, saying that his son did something, or I don't know, was celebrating in the video game, but I don't know. I've never heard a celebration like that. All right, unless if you're a bobcat. All right. JLS, great channel here. Big ass channel too, but does awesome stuff for all of us. And then we have Raymond Chung. Hello, Punk in chat. I'm gonna say I don't remember ever seeing you, so thank you for stopping by. Thank you for saying hi, and I hope you stick around. All right, so I think I've gotten through everything but one thing, and we do have to address it because I'm about over it. I'm not gonna lie, and that is the whole Viper Island thing. I know a lot of people don't want to say his name. I don't really care. I'm about over it, to be honest. There are people that have done videos on it that really is not their fight, but it's cool because I really don't care, because the guy is, he's shown who he is in general. I'm talking about Viper Island, the person that did the show. If you want to omit my name because you think I'm going to see you next Tuesday, because, that's up to you, but it does definitely show your bias, which is something I've pointed out numerous times. So, there's that. But numerous people have talked about it. The 3POA now, they have got his channel to drop from 20.4 thousand subs to 19.7. And yes, there's other people that are involved in basically getting that. But those guys, they have a huge following. I can't believe there's that many people that still were subbed to him, to be 100% honest. But, and I don't, again, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm saying, I don't sleep less at night knowing that his channel is succumbing to everything that they've done. In all honesty, I guess maybe this is the only way that he can maybe learn. Again, he really needs to go. But I'll say this: I don't tell people just to go unsubscribe. I just say, when I point him out, because numerous people have said, stop saying Viper Island's name. It makes people go there. I don't really care, because it doesn't affect me. All I ask is, if it's a channel that you watch or a channel that you think that you like, I'm just giving everyone the facts of anything that I have pointed out before. And I'm just telling you to make your own decision on if you think that is quality, a quality show, a quality channel that you want to spend your time with. I don't, to me, it doesn't really matter. If you want to like his channel and you say, hey, you know what, he gives me information, and you think that's fine, it's like Mike Zero. If you want to watch Mike Zero for Star Wars information, now again, my feelings on Mike Zero. Although I could probably hang out with Mike Zero. I don't think he's that much of a douchebag. But yeah, so I just say, hey, here's the information. Here's the facts that I'm stating. I'm telling you, I'm showing you. You make your own decision. If you feel you need to unsubscribe, or hell, maybe you go, I just found the guy and I think he's awesome, then so be it. I'm probably not the channel for you. A Toy Kind of Mood probably isn't the channel for you. And, Full Force probably isn't a channel for you, and so many others. So, and Woody 222 with the $9.99 Viper Island gets the longest and raunchiest fart noise ever. It'd be wet and juicy. All in one of his hats, whether it be his Twins hat or maybe it's his Braves hat. Bobby Wold pops in. Mike Zero puts out like 20 videos a day. You think at least one would be true? I counted his videos one day, I wanted to see how many he did in like a 7-day period, and I think he'd put out like 21 videos in like a 7-day period. He is approaching 3 stacks to the max type of videos that he is putting out. The best thing about his videos is it's always him standing in front of his dartboard that says Mike Zero. Oh, wait a minute. Derek Holloman says, I see Mike Zero is doing Marvel stuff now. Yeah, I think I knew that. I think I kind of knew that. I know Matthew, our moderator, has gotten banned from a channel because he basically pointed out, along with other people. So it wasn't Matthew the only one saying, like, this guy is a complete liar and he's been saying the same stuff over and over. Do not quote him as a source. And this guy, like, he battled against Matthew and the other guys, and he finally blocked Matthew. He actually, Matthew, if I'm correct, he actually put your image up, right, with it like crossed out. Which is crazy. The Titan says, rumor has it Diaper Island breeds bobcats in Australia. Oh my gosh. Largo's Lair says, a punk with toys is the best source for G.I. Joe classified news and reviews and cute doggo cameos. I will give you one of those, and it's the latter end right there. Where's he at? Where you at, buddy? No, he's passed out on the floor. Thank you very much. Those are some really kind words. Yes, careful with the pop, Lawrence. It's actually over on this side. I don't know why I moved it over onto this side. I don't think it would make any better. I'm gonna spill it that way. A Pancho Studio says, hey Punk, thank you for looking out for us and Bobcat. Hey, you never know when you might get hit with a bobcat just out of nowhere. Just comes busting through your window, comes in on your live stream, and dude, seriously, it was so fucking funny. Because like we're in the middle of a conversation and just boom, like, whoa, what the hell was that? And then Matthew, because unfortunately when you do a short, I don't know how to make it. Other people can pan. I don't know how to make it pan. So I couldn't get, so you just hear Matthew in the short, like on outside of the screen going, what was that? Hold on. Hey, look, we have 93 people here right now. So what the hell? We're going to do it again because I love this. I really don't do this, but you have been really good in here. Shoot on over there. What the hell was that? Was there like a bobcat attacking someone? Or what the hell was that noise?
Jesus Christ, what was that?
It sounded like a bobcat attacking. I normally don't do this, especially to someone who just jumped in, but he's been so good. Go check out his YouTube channel and give him a subscribe.
Yes. Yeah, dude, his videos are actually pretty cool. I like his videos. He's asking questions back to the community to get them to kind of guide where he wants to go with what he wants to review and stuff. He's been making some good videos.
Okay, yeah. What was the noise? What was the fucking noise? Because that sounds
nobody's gonna fess up. What was that?
I think it was usual Mike. He's the only one that has little people running around him. He's the only one with people around him.
He looked a little suspicious.
I didn't see nothing.
That sounded like a bobcat outside my house does.
He might just always look suspicious now that I'm looking at him a little.
We don't have bobcats. Was it you?
All right. Seriously, I could play this for 3 hours. Dude, I've watched it so many times. It is just so funny. But Ed in his what the fuck was that? Now he's at that point where he's just like, I didn't know what the fuck that is. Oh, anyway. So yeah, again, Bobcat. That's what happened on Saturday night, which I won't be doing all the time. But so quickly before we do get into any type of news, like I said, we discussed the whole Viper Island. I'm over it. I'm so tired of it. Again, I'm glad other people have finally got to realize, what he does. Again, I got hit. I mentioned before myself, Chaz, and Jersey Maniac were the first three that actually got hit that we know of, and then I got hit a little bit later, and that's when I lost my channel. But now that it's come to one of the bigger channels, along with a very big following, it's become a huge thing. And a Toy Kind of Mood has been dealing with this for quite some time, along with many other people. So I have no sympathy for him. If someone wants to do a video to get them to lose subscribers, but wants to omit me because they think I'm gonna see you next Tuesday or a punk ass with toys, and hey, that's cool. I'm really not gonna lose any sleep over it. But if you haven't checked out my, if you're a channel member and you haven't watched my comments video, you should go do that. The first comment video that I did, is still my favorite. Quickly, Same Time Toys with a $4.99 super chat. Here's to the replay squad. Like I said, I do try and make this so that this can be watched just in the background. You can listen. I hope I entertain some of you. It sure seems like I do. So, all right. So this Thursday, I will be having unboxing art on for Thursday with a friend, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find that in the in the links in the live. Hit the remind me so you can check it out. I think Unboxing Art does a really good job with his live stream. He's on Wednesdays also, along with a lot of people. Wednesdays become a real cluttered day also. His reviews are really good, much shorter than mine, like most people's. And again, I think he does a really good job. And then I haven't even made a stream for this yet, but this Sunday, 7:30 p.m., I will be going live with Delta 17, Steve, and Ken Toy Connections. And we're going to be talking about Delta 17. Going to go over the figures. Talk about Joe Fest, possibly the comic that they have coming out. So if you are interested in Joe Fest, if you are interested in Delta 17 or anything to do with, the, O-ring figures, 118 stuff, please tune in. Probably going to go about an hour and a half. It won't be a long stream. There's not going to be anything about, news or anything like that. It's just going to be about Delta 17. It's something that, I want to do for them. I really do like Steve, and then there's also Ken. So I love Ken. But Steve did Delta 17 in a way that other companies, and I don't have a problem with people doing Kickstarters at all, but he did this all out of his pocket, and that takes a lot. He got backing investors, and if it shit the bed, it shit the bed, and it was all on him. So I have a lot of respect for that. And just when I talk to Ken, or when I talk to Steve, he's a very blunt guy. I think he's a lot like I am, except for I think I get more animated than him. The Brick Something with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Here's your first year's commission on my earnings. Well, it is greatly appreciated. I'm going to tell you, though, just so you know, Brick, when it starts adding up and you have a little bit there, you're like, this is nice because, I mean, I know you already have memberships and everything like that, but just to be able to add that to anything that you might need, if you're doing videos, reviews, different things like that, it just makes you feel good that, hey, you know what, YouTube's not getting all the revenue sharing from this. So, and Jeff Morris says, I got a bunch of Delta 17 figures. I had a small problem, and they fixed it for me real quick. Those guys are great. Yeah, they are. And if you're at Joe Fest, they have the new T-hook. And he said he'll be passing out the T-hooks for anyone that needs it. And anyone that and he said also anyone that needs them, that wants them, they can contact him and he'll just ship them out to you. And I guess the T-hook now was made a little bit smaller. So a lot of the figures, they had an issue with their legs going straight up. and that's supposedly rectified now. So quickly, we have Wraith Mace, who has donated a Punk membership. Thank you very much. And Cobra Commander got it. And I'll say this again. I love when anyone can get one, but I really do love when it's somebody that is in here all the time and very supportive. So congrats, Cobra Commander. And also Wraith Mace has now been a member for 5 months. He's another channel. Check out his channel. He, if you like anything Warhammer, right? It's Warhammer 40K. This guy is such a fucking nerd, yet you wouldn't think so because he looks like a tracksuit mafia guy. I would assume he was like one. He seems like he's one of those like like he's like his whole family's like Italian and stuff. And he's like the outcast because he's like collecting toys and stuff. What Haslab is that? The new G.I. Joe one that we don't know what it is yet. You asked me what do I think that it's going to be. They didn't announce the Star Wars one yet. Or are you talking about the worst kept secret for the Star Wars Haslab, which is the Cantina bar? I think the Cantina is actually a pretty good idea, to be 100% honest. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. God, I swear that team makes so many. I don't even blame the team. I really do blame Lucasfilm for how they handle it. I think they're the ones that are really behind it. But man, the fact that it got leaked again, all the Haslabs seem to get leaked by that IT team. I think they have the same IT team as Valiverse, who always seems to have a site crash anytime something new goes up. Clint Jorgensen says, Articulated Ninja gave you a shout out today. Oh, well, thank you very much, Ninja. Shout out to you, Articulated Ninja. I don't know what you shouted me out for, but I'm assuming it has something to do with Viper Island. All right. Have I rambled on enough? It is 43 minutes, and this is how you keep people here. Same Times Toy says he's a bigger 40K fan than Wraith Mace. You know what? I think you two should fight. Can we arrange a fight? And Viper Scout. Okay. I guess I gotta find Viper Scout, right? Okay, hold on. Where was that at? I know I downloaded it. So Viper Scout shows up, and I've seen Viper Scout numerous times. And he shows up. He shows up on the stream, right? And I was actually a little blown away by how he looked today, on Saturday. Oh man, who did it? My gosh. So anyway, Viper Scout shows up looking like Jay Gladfelt from Geek Dead Life. I have no idea where I put that stupid picture. Now I'm looking for the stupid picture. This is the type of stuff that, happens. And sorry to everyone that is sitting here watching. Yeah, I saved it, Ed, and I think I put it in pics here. Nope. Oh, yeah, here it is. So Viper Scout shows up, and I've seen him numerous times, right? He's been on Punk's Pit numerous times, but he joins in, and I just went, holy shit. Is that Geek Dead Life? And again, if somehow the reason this is getting back to Jay Gladfeld, this is not ripping on him. I actually really always enjoyed Geek Dead Life. I think everyone knows that. But Travis, Mr. Wonderful, throws this together real quickly by his screenshot. And I just want, again, I know he doesn't look identical to him, but do you guys see the resemblance as he just kind of popped up So we're like, this is Wish Jay. He should go on. He should go introduce himself at like shows as Jay Gladfell. Timu J. It's close enough, I say. Okay, so I mean, Matt, you don't see it at all. I'm sorry. I mean, it's there. I mean, I know he doesn't look identical, but anyway. And Wraith Mace once again with another gifted 5 punk memberships. Thank you very much, Wraith. You have been so good with gifting stuff like that, and it is greatly appreciated. So quickly, Darth Burke got it. The Titan, Eric Thurman. No, I'm the question, and no, I'm the question is the whole. So if there's ever a question, what was Punk talking about when the Bobcat attacked? It is no, I'm the question, because we were talking about him showing, and I was giving off his YouTube channel. And Michael Flores. So everyone that has been supporting the channel, like I mentioned, I absolutely love it. That was the Bobcat attack. All right. All right, let's get to a little bit of news, right? Because we're not going to make it to the topic. We're not going to make it to the topic at this rate. Should I change my name to Great Value J? I'm sorry, but I can honestly just picture like the Great Value, and then you're like your face right there in like the Walmart, like with the total knockoff. Oh god, I love the show, dude. Honestly, God, like I'll say it again. If it wasn't for you all in this fellowship here, which is a community, the fellowship, I wouldn't want to do this show. No one's going to want to listen to me, but you guys here are absolutely awesome. Use third-party Viper. Oh, God. All right. You guys came for some... I don't think any of you come for news, to be honest. I think you're here to come me... I think... Oh, my God. I cannot believe I said that one. Allison wants to know, Viper Scout, if you do have a channel. Yes, he goes live every Sunday night. Aren't you working for him, Allison? Oh, if you don't know, Allison is doing a podcast, well, doing the research for a podcast with Geek Dad Life and oh, look who showed up. So Geek Dad Life. Okay, so let's all right. Jay, you tell me what you think. You tell me if that is a close enough Wish Jay for you. There you go. That is the Wish Geek Dead Life. Or actually, I like Great Value Jay better because I can just see your picture there on all the Great Value stuff at Walmart. So great to have Geek Dad Life. Great to see you, Jay. But my moderator doesn't see it, and you know, luckily he doesn't make it. Yeah, he's definitely similar accessories and sculpting. So, and Jay, here's the thing: he's been on my my channels numerous times, and never once did I think it. But on Saturday, maybe because he's he's never standing up, but he happened to be standing up. And walking around, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, that looks like Jay from Geek Dead Life." Anyway, all right. So everyone, 82 people watching right now, please hit that like button if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button also if you haven't, because I always forget to ask that. And then I'm bleeding members too. I've lost like 3. Toy binging just shows up. We got Jay at home. We got Jay at home and Wish Jay in here. So, yep. And as Geek Dead Life says, hit that like button. Clint Jorgensen, can't wait for Punk to be on GDL Sunday night. Punk is the people's champ, the Paul Wall of toy tubing. I will go on there if I have Great Value Jay as my my co-host. And Allison here, smack that like button. All right. Let me take a drink. All right. I have successfully wasted 51 minutes of all of yours time. I guess we can get to a little bit of the news. 83 people watching, and it's Masters of the Universe. This means this is when everyone leaves, except for one guy normally pops in right about now. So we will see if he shows up. Brick something, you mean white dudes with beards are common in our hobby. Unfortunately, I can't grow a beard. Maybe that's why I'm not on Geek Den Life. I can't grow a beard. I'm lucky to grow this, and now it's all white. You can't even see it. All right, so anyway, let's get to Extendar. And I got to say, as I was looking at the promo pictures of this figure, I was wondering, does everything extend? Because it's wow, you start to wonder, what else did they make an extending part for? Because if anyone's ever seen Mallrats, you know that someone is obsessed with certain anatomies of superheroes and different characters. But this is Extendar. Now, could someone please explain to me what this is? Is this something that he does for like tanning? You know those, you see the girls wearing, like, holding the little tanning shields to help them get a better tan. I can't figure out what this is. Now, I am not a big fan of this figure. And that's being nice. I think it's awful. But like, this promo shot was really, and it was the first one that popped up, and I'm like, what else extends? Because if you take a quick look at it, it looks like, there's something else that is extending. And it's odd. It's strange to me because Mecha was always one of my favorite figures because it was cool the way his neck actually extended. There he is. I told you people leave, but anytime Motu comes up, my buddy's custom shows up. The guy who goes around claiming to be the real Lawrence. So last Saturday, not only did we have Great Value Jay on, we also had Great Value Lawrence on, who was trying to imitate me with a nice, clean, shaved head, putting Lawrence in his name. That's Buddy, if you don't know. He is not the real Lawrence. I'm surprised he even spells Lawrence the proper way. Yes, he's very popular with the ladies, FC Viper. He's a giant tripod. Didn't we go down this road? Like, in this one too. Like, this is like totally like. So, as I'm looking through these, I'm like, why didn't he just walk around the rock? Like, what was the purpose of walking over the rock when he could have just walked around the rock? I can understand, like, if it was like a big log, like he's fighting the predator, and he didn't want to go, like, jump over it. But why couldn't you just walk around this log here? And this here, why are you jumping it? Why are you hurdling this? I feel like it would be easier to walk right around it, but this is Extendar. If it's something you need, I'm assuming everything extends. Kind of like Mr. Fantastic, we assume anything can actually extend out of Mr. Fantastic. Only the Invisible Woman would know, which also makes you wonder if she's invisible and can you see? I don't know. Alex says because he can. You know what? That is so true. That is, yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I didn't jump over stupid shit. if I didn't jump over stupid shit when I could have easily just kind of walked around it. So probably the wrong one to say anything. Briscoe says, well, then he wouldn't be able to show off his skills, punk. See, this is what I have you guys here for. So you guys can point out the reasons why he might be doing this. Tony's Fig says Extendar is related to Dalsim. I wonder if he's like his actual like arch nemesis. Although, actually, Dalsim, I'm gonna be 100% honest. He always creeped me out. Like the long limbs and everything. He creeped me out. I mean, I didn't play Street Fighter, but I really didn't like him because he just creeped me out. Snowwolf says walking around the rock would make a great promotional image. Well, I mean, Extendar has a power where the taller he gets, the stronger he becomes. I wouldn't know. As we've all established, I wouldn't know. If you get taller, you get stronger. I don't know. But here's the back art. It looks like once again this is going to be one that you can just slide out, which I do like. I think anything that is an online, something that's online that's not going to be in stores, and that goes for anything that, let's say, if Hasbro Pulse puts something out that's an exclusive that is going to be on the card back, they should do the same thing because everyone hates ripping the cards, especially when the card art looks so wonderful. But here you go. If you need an Extendar, and if you do need something else to extend, I'm sure Thanos Copter can help you find where to get it because he has lots of units that can extend that portion of Extendar, and probably Dalsim also. And again, here's his. Do we know what this is yet? I honestly, at least I know when like Destro comes with a briefcase that like what's in it, whether it be money or weapons. But I still don't like this is. Like I said, it looks like he's gonna go tanning and put it in front of him. All right. And he's 8 inches tall, so you're actually seeing how tall he is next to Rockman. Again, I don't know why anyone ever wanted Rockman. I know his name's not Rockman, but that's what he looks like. He's a rock. He's like the worst transformer ever. What do you transform into? A rock. Graf says that's a pizza carrier. So if he closes it up, that's how it stays warm. He opens it up, and your pizza's still piping hot. Lone Dragon says 8 inches fully extended. How tall flesh? That's it. Oh my god. He's worse than a GoBot. You know what? I like the GoBots, kind of. Psycho is really cool. Yeah. Extendar sounds like a cheap version of Viagra. You are absolutely correct on that. It does sound like it. What is cool is they give you the mini comic and it kind of shows exactly how he was created. So, when you do have like the Horde showing it, but that makes you wonder, like, is that how Mechanic was created? I mean, they did such weird things with Masters of the Universe, but I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I love the mini comic. It just kind of gives you the backstory. I wish G.I. Joe that they should do something like that, but since they can't put their properties together. All right. And there he is. It looks like a Dr. Mindbender creation. All right, let's get to some McFarlane Toys. And guess what, Allison? Now you're doing research for me. And I need to know exactly how many Batmans have been created in 1 hour since I started this stream. So I knew these. We quickly went over the Superman. We showed off the Superman last week, and these Tuesdays these dropped. So these are Phygital, I believe, which is like a physical slash digital. I don't know. I don't understand the whole digital. Like, hey, you get a digital picture of it. Okay, well, I can just go online and find something. With that said, I don't really know anything about the Atom, but I think this figure actually looks pretty good. He actually looks like he has pretty nice lines on him. I mean, he looks. I mean, obviously, if you saw him next to a Marvel Legend, I'm sure he'd be way too big. But the way you see the lines on him and everything, he looks like he could fit with a Marvel Legends perfectly. But somewhere along the line, McFarlane will McFarlane and make something wrong and make him have like super long arms or something. So, yeah, FC Viper says Fig looks good. I agree. From what we're seeing now, the problem is sometimes it's this angle, and then we see another angle when you see all of them, and you're like, oh shit. So Allison Troy has said 89 Batman, 72 Jokers, 59 Robins, seven of these have a Wonder Woman cape repainted to be a Robin cape, 17 Batwings, 5 Batmobiles, and a box full of pom-pom socks that are the Batman of Earth soft goods. Look at that. I can read that. How is that even possible? But I try and read like something like Ray Palmer's JLA. I'll like usually screw it up. Green Arrow, again, another figure I think looks really good. I still look at the McFarlane and I just feel like there are just so many things that are missing. Briscoe, I'm with you. Who would want a digital figure? Can't I just look up online what they look like and be like, hey, look, here's my digital version of the figure. I will go hit the print button and then I have him. And technically, isn't a digital version of a figure a video game? I mean, that's what I would think. But I do think that this Green Lantern looks really. Oh yeah, Green Lantern. Someone's gonna call me and go, "That's not Green Lantern. That's Green Arrow. You don't even know what you're talking about. Learn your shit." I'm sorry. No, it's know your shit. I think, right? I don't know. Comments. I love comments. People get really mad at me, especially when they're in capital letters. You're yelling. Why are you yelling? What are you yelling for? So I'll take a digital figure. Then it's a 3D hologram on my desk at a reasonable and is reasonably priced. Well, I don't even understand the digital thing. I don't know, man. Learn your shit, punk. I just love this. Yeah, you watch that much of my stuff to make it all the way through to get mad about it, and now you got to get all caps and type at me. I love it. Here's a Superman. I actually think the Superman looks really good. I know a lot of people don't seem to like it too much because he's so big. I don't know which one he's supposed to be. Tony is like Mr. McFarlane now. He's like all into McFarlane. He's like, I'm going to collect everything McFarlane's ever done. And he's buying all this stuff up. And he's like, this is awesome. So much better than G.I. Joe Classified. And I'm like, damn, man. You became a McFarlane honk pretty quick. But I think this figure looks good. It's not a classic Superman, not a classic looking Superman with black underwear on the outside. But hey, we all got to change up our underwear sometime with different colors. And then he has an eagle. I mean, does he come with the eagle? I don't know why Superman needs an eagle other than he's that American. Yeah, Tony, no, just JLA. Yeah. Okay. Red Zomic 5. Haha, beat the dorks before they call you out. No, they did. No, dude. Let me say this. When it comes to comments, and a few people have made comments to me and said that you really take it, you take that very good. Like, I don't know if I could. You're on YouTube. There's only a couple things you can do. You can either get really offended and mad when someone says mean things to you. You can ignore them, or you can say, hey, if you put that comment out in the air, you shouldn't care too much that I'm going to read it and laugh about it. And I say, that's where I'm at on it. So, Brick Something says, is that Power of the Force Superman? If I'm correct, I believe Corey from Make, Shape, and Create did that. And then McFarlane just stole his property and said, I'm going to make the Power of the Force Superman. We have Mad Rick. McFarlane needs to fix those wonky proportions. You're you're the first time I've seen you here, so I'm not sure if you've been in here lurking before. I agree with you, but as I've said numerous times, man, people are buying this stuff. So, man, there's no incentive for him to really change. I think most of us would say, I really wish this was a 6-inch scale, so our Justice League could play with our, Avengers and our X-Men and different things like that. But he went with a different size, and I agree. Like every time you go there, he is the only one that's always putting out new stuff, and you go, "Who's buying the stuff?" But Tony, now that he's dipped into the world of McFarlane, he's learning that there are all kinds of people that's all they collect, that they are completists. I don't know how you can be a completist in McFarlane. You want to talk about being broke? That is absolutely crazy to even think so. Hey, Realm of Toys, greetings. Thank you very much. Part of the Toy Elite here. All right. And then we have this. And I was listening to, I believe, Robo, and he was saying this thing is sold out everywhere. So, or it is sold out in numerous stores. So this is Cyborg Superman. I don't know anyone that, I didn't read the comic. But if you want a Cyborg Superman with big, long, nasty fingers, you got it here. I've mentioned before, Tony said they suck. I like this little flight stand that he uses, that McFarlane has. It's not good for doing anything other than making them hover, but I think it's really good for just that, making the figure stand, like hover, behind anyone. And I love it. But it's a very basic little flight stand here. Madrick says, yes, it's hard because people keep buying those. I only buy the vehicles. Yeah, the vehicles seem to be more scaled for 6-inch, aren't they? Jamie Garcia says, I'm beginning to think McFarlane Toys is what happens when Super 7 decides to make slightly less. Man, I don't want to lump McFarlane in with Super 7. I think I kind of get what you're going for. But yeah. I just don't ever like lumping someone in with Super 7 if they don't deserve it. Red, am I saying your name right? Red Zomic 5. It's from the new 52. It's not Henshaw. Well, see, that I don't know. I just know that it is a toy. It's a Superman toy, and I talk about McFarlane. Thank you very much. I definitely do appreciate that. Just another Anderson, an alternative universe where Cable is Superman. I loved Cable. Cable, God, such a good character. Jimmy Garcia, sucky toys. Yeah, well, the differences between McFarlane and Super 7 is at least McFarlane are affordable and they go on sale. Well, I guess I can't say that. I guess I can't say that Super 7 doesn't go on sale because BBTS and Entertainment Earth are almost paying you now to take some of their stuff off their hands. Anyway, he's got a ripped up cape. He does look kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. He does look kind of cool. Red X Omic 5. See, if I would have said that, I would have pronounced it wrong. I tried pronouncing it like Zaymont and Tomax. Right now, Ed is probably laughing, going, if you would have pronounced it like that, it would have been wrong. Because I slaughter so many names where I tried pronouncing it like it was like Zaymont and Tomax. All right. But if you need this figure, it is here for you. And that's it. If there's any more McFarlane news, I did not pick it up. Boss Fight Studios. There's actually a bunch of Boss Fight Studios. OMAC One Man Army Corps. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I would not know that because I was out of the military, which some people have blatantly pointed out because when I review a toy and I don't know everything proper. Chris Allen, McFarlane figures don't use very good plastic, and the joint cuts look awful. Again, I think that's why they are so cheap, especially considering you get a bigger hunk of plastic. There's a lot that is wrong with McFarlane. I also think there's a lot that is right with McFarlane. The fact that he is putting out enough figures. He's putting out figures that kids can actually afford for the size and everything, and constantly new figures. So, all right. So Ed is telling me no. OMAC is a comic book character. All right. Well, you know what? I just don't give a fuck. This whole show is fucked. All right. Here, you want to know how fucked this show is? I really don't do this, but you have been really good in here. Shoot on over there. What the hell was that? Was there like a bobcat attacking someone, or what the hell was that? There's the bobcat that attacked. All right. And a Bill here, a Hey Pug name change from BMW Rhino to just Bill. That's easier. I'm not gonna lie. Poncho Studio says, "Hey, it's cool. I accidentally called Stormy Shower Snake Eyes on my channel on accident." Dude, like, man, people do not let you forget when you say something wrong. I've also been known to do that. So, the new Sorzork Warriors went up for pre-order. I was gonna go all in on these. I got the first four, and then the exclusive. I kind of cut back just because of cost and everything. But I really do like these, and if you're a Motu person, these fit in with your Motus perfect. They are the exact same height. They kind of have the same bodies, but they could be in a whole different world. And I believe they're run $30 to $35. And they usually give you a few good accessories. Like here we have the crossbow, the axe, and the shield. The cape comes off. The mask or the helmet, I'm sure does come off. Oh, man. But it's the colors that I just think really make these things pop. And I know a lot of people feel that they stole someone else's. I don't know if that's true or not with this. I really don't care. I know that, what I see here is, awesome. Where is it? Just another Anderson. Hey, Chad, has Punk already covered? No, Joe News will always be at the end of the toy news. So no matter what, Joe News will always be at the end. So you still have like 2 hours to go. But I these things look really, really good. Okay, Armies of Ashmore, right? I think that's what he's saying. Like, is that who people say they copied off? I don't really know, and I don't care. I like cool looking toys. People copy stuff all the time, and people like the property. Have fun. I'll say it again. Thanos is a copy off of Darkseid. Yeah, he's way cooler. I don't know why he's dancing. Oh man, I'm glad we left that out for. Hey, Viper. Hey, Viper Scott, if you're still here, God, if Jay is actually still here, I hope he doesn't go back and watch the jazz hands that video. I'm sorry, that live stream was that's full of a lot of content. I completely forgot. Oh shit, dude. Okay, I know Ed knows what I'm talking about, and if Viper Scott is still here, he's like, "Oh man, dude." So we have this one here. It looks like he's got some pretty sweet ass bullets coming out here. He's got his, it looks like 2 knives or something. He has a sheath right over here, a sheath up on his bicep. You like Motu. The colors and everything just really, really fit in with this. And I'm assuming this is like some sort of like water creature. So he has to have a mask on when he comes out and he's breathing or he's in the air. So I don't know the backstory, but it looks really, really awesome. Daredevil Dave, what's up, Punk? Sorry I'm late, but shit happens. Hey, don't ever have to apologize for coming in late. I'm glad that you and like Mr. Mad Gus here, that you guys are able to always join. Whether you're catching it on the replay, whether you're catching it live. So Punk doesn't talk Joe till the end, kind of like how Allison doesn't color the main characters till after she does the background. Very true. Oh, hey, look, it's random diorama. Hey, did you just get here? Do I need to replay the short? Yes, we are very tricky nerds. Anyway, another cool looking figure. Again, if you like Motu or if you like dinosaurs, again, Boss Fight Studios, in my opinion, makes some really, really good figures. So, and I'm talking about the quality and everything. It looks like we have a samurai kind of pterodactyl or something. I don't know, something like that. He's got the little Japanese, I think it's Japanese. If I'm wrong, Matthew will correct me. Hat. He's got the 3-piece nunchucks, which I know they're not called 3-piece nunchucks. They're called something else. It looks like he's got a baton, like he's a police officer. But, and then a nice, cool-looking tattoo. And like I said, the colors just really do pop on this. Look at him. Like, he's like Bruce Lee with a lampshade on his head. Someone tell me what that's called. I'm sure Matthew's going to jump in and be like, that's what this is. Yep, and yeah. Just another. I still get confused by your name, and it's so easy, but yeah, it does look. I just think I really like what I'm seeing from, independent companies like this when they do stuff like that. They just make some cool stuff. Tonfa, is that what the hat is actually called? Graf says it's called a hat. Thank you. That is one of the reasons why you're one of the best people here. And then we got it looks like, I believe, a velociraptor. And he's got his purple. So if you look at this thing, this looks like the Raptors symbol, the Toronto Raptors, the basketball team. I mean, it has the colors. It has the purple. It has a long sword and a short sword. So he's kind of like Storm Shadow, but he clearly has a samurai helmet on. And he also comes with a gun that looks like it's loaded with a bunch of Nerf darts. So, oh no, the baton is a tonfa. All right. Then Matthew's telling me again. I fix copy machines. All right. I don't beat people with nightsticks. All right. I'm not saying cops do. I'm sorry. Anyone in the police force. I don't think you beat them either. You don't beat copiers either. All right. So there you go if you are interested in this. So then we got another Red Sonja repaint before we even get the regular one. I thought this was a BBTS exclusive, but Nerdzoic sent it out, so Nerdzoic is getting it. So I'm assuming it is not a BBTS exclusive. Now, I do have the regular Red Sonja on order. This one is $10 more for less paint. But I gotta say, the black and white with just the red hair and the blood splatters really, really make this thing pop. If someone said, hey, you know what? I'm going to order this one rather than the other one, I fully understand. I would rather have the Red Sonja so I can, use her with other things, because you can't really do that in black and white. But this thing, I mean, it is that Sin City look. And I'm sure that's kind of what they were going for. But it just, sometimes people do bloody variants, and it's just, you look and you go, ugh. Sometimes less is more. But with this one, I think because of all the black, but the red hair, I mean, it really does pop. So, and they made sure. One of the gripes a lot of people have had about figures that have bloody variants. I know NECA's done it, and also Valiverse, is that not everything is bloody. Like the hands won't be bloody, or there won't be blood on the gun. This, I think they did a really good job of making sure that there's splats of guns all over. And Brick, if you, I don't know if you stopped listening. I know you sent me a message. You're welcome, buddy. You deserve to hit over 1,000. I'm blown away when I see some of you guys that make way better content than I ever could make. Not even at that threshold yet. It blows my mind. So you're very welcome. I'm happy. Matter of fact, we have 90 people watching. I know a lot of people weren't here at the beginning. If you didn't yet, jump over to Brick's channel right now. Hit that subscribe button. He's now over 1,000 subs, but you don't want to be at 1,001 and then YouTube goes through and they nerf 5 and then you're below. Push him well over that. He's never going to have to worry about dropping below it unless he starts stealing people's content and goes after the 3 POA, and next thing you know, he's down 700 subs. Like Viper Island. But yeah, just I like to push some of the people over. Again, we were all small channel. I'm still a small channel, but we're all small at one time, and we don't grow without the help of other people. And so many people are making great content like Brick. That they deserve the love. And so, all right, back to Red Sonja. Awesome pictures, but God, the more I'm looking, I got to get off this one, because the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm like, I kind of want this one more than the other one. And this one's $60. The other one is only 50. Only 50 for an action figure. And then again, I have $112 Mezcos behind me because they say G.I. Joe on them. And here's everything that she comes with. So you're not getting skimped out on stuff. She's very scantily cladly dressed, I guess you could say. But yeah. Yeah, at Same Time Toys, I mean, I don't know where, like, how, like, you stand with the toy world. To me, and I'm sure that, I know Joe will agree, Ed will agree, Matthew's going to agree, $60 for an action figure, although expensive, is not like, using, going dry with no lube. Lawrence, you can pose Red Sonja with Extendar. I can extend him up. Yeah, Tony, I agree, but there's, like, again, this is, I don't know, there's something about this Sin City style look that, God, I gotta get off. Anyway, that's for Boss Fight Studios. I don't need to continue talking about it. Just another Anderson says, I did get my wife in on the next Haslab, though. I'm super excited about that, especially if the leaks are true. So which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the Star Wars one, or are you talking about the G.I. Joe one? Because the only rumor that I've heard from G.I. Joe is the Rattler, and I am still not so sure about that. I'm not saying that it's not true. So, yeah. So what? Can I ask what you've heard? Okay, so that guy that posted that, he's the one that did that. He posted that APC along with all those fake digital renders. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Matthew just messaged me. Yeah, I've seen exactly what you're talking about. And as cool as it looks, that's not what it is. And I'll tell you. Here, let me get off this really quick. The reason why I can tell you that is not it is because that APC style vehicle that the digital render is, it is nothing classic. The G.I. Joe team knows that they cannot put out something that was not created back in the 80s for Haslab. It might fund, but it would probably fail because unfortunately, so many of the people in the G.I. Joe community only want O-ring versions of classified figures, and they will whine and cry and just complain if they don't get exactly that. And I kind of agree with them that I wouldn't want to do that because they're on such a hot streak. But they're having like that there. That guy, he does amazing work to show off, but I don't like the clickbait bullshit. And that's exactly what he did. And he didn't lie about it and say that he didn't lie about it when he got called out, but he puts those up clickbait and showing off those figures. They're also not going to put all the original figures. They're not going to put the OG figures into Night Force versions and cram them all into a Haslab. So I'm not trying to be a dick about things, but it just drives me nuts, man. Lone Dragon says the Rattler makes sense. Next most iconic vehicle not already made. They commented before that air vehicles are easier to make. It's just so big. Jeremy Kimberly says, I had two people message me about the fake renders, like they are neat, but creates false information being spread. Exactly. You know, kind of like Viper Island. I said that in one swoop. I'm kind of upset because it looked so real, and it's got me so I was excited for it, and also it would have been great to shove it up Diaper Island's ass. Again, I don't know. I still think, and I have no idea. We're going to find out next month, is what I would assume. Punk says it is so big. I still think it's going to have something to do with Destro. By the time it comes out, Iron Grenadiers are going to be in full force. We'll see. A lot of people think that it's going to be the Rattler. God, I don't know, man. Because once the Rattler comes out, people are going to want a plane for G.I. Joe. You can do a helicopter for Cobra. How are you going to do a plane for G.I. Joe? The Conquest would be really the only one. You cannot do a Sky Striker. Anyway, Marvel Legends, this Carnage came out. I know a lot of people are upset about the Carnage because of how big he is. They said he's bigger than Venom. If he actually is, because he does really fill in that box. God, I can't believe I just said that. Yes, I did say he fills in the box. All I know is that this thing comes with a lot of stuff. And it looks awesome. But if it's bigger than Venom, it doesn't seem to make sense because I always think of Carnage as a smaller, skinnier figure. And look who shows up. Not Same Time Toys. He's already here. Unboxing art. It's such a turd. I believe he's talking about this. I think this figure looks really good. Unboxing art, as I mentioned earlier, will be on Thursday with a friend. So make sure you tune in. Hit that remind me. And Fatrid, I don't think, did you just get here? I think you just got here. Says the stuff he comes with, cough, cough, tendrils are so trash. Wow, unboxing art comes in just throwing shade. I think it looks awesome. Again, I'm not a Marvel Legends person. I'm not a Carnage guy at all. But I'm just looking at the figure, and I think the figure looks really, really good. But clearly, he's not going to be for everyone. But I will say, if he's bigger than Venom, it kind of doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But I believe he's from another book or something. Who knows? I can't keep track of that stuff. But nice big long tongue. Oh no, we didn't talk about this. Man, where the hell is Dee from Sergeant Red's at right now? Because last week we were talking about Venom in the tongue, and she made sure to make sure that not some women like a big tongue. Chris Allen says, yeah, that Carnage is a must. And here is what is absolutely wonderful about toys. Not everyone has to like it. If you like it, you go out and you pick it up and you have fun. And if I make fun of it, then you say, hey, you know what? I don't care. Just like when I make fun of, pop music, because I think it sucks. And you say, well, punk sucks. And I go, hey, guess what? I don't care. Doesn't make me like it any less. Or soccer sucks. I stand by that. You can tell me skateboarding sucks, and I don't care. And I don't know what I'm rambling about. Ed says he's so big he really fills that box. And man, what a long tongue. Can we just go back to playing the bobcat for the next hour and 28 minutes? I swear. Oh my God, this is what you tune in for. All right, 104 people. I've seen up to 107. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. It definitely does help out. Not everyone that's watching lives hits the subscribe. So this is, I think, why people think he looks so big. I don't know if I've seen him matched up next to Venom, but he looks very large in the holder for the actual figure. Could someone please ban this dude? Oh man. DJ Mr. McFly says, I still think they should do a boat for the Haslab. It would be what boat they should do. I think you could actually get away with doing the hydrofoil or the moray this time around, and then doing the hovercraft, the whale, the next time. They're both big. What would work with them, and I know we're off topic here, we'll get to G.I. Joe eventually, is that they can hold so many characters that it can be used as a display, where the his tank can only hold just a few. Yes, the flag is a boat. You are absolutely correct. The flag would be a very, very, very large boat, too. FC Viper, so was last week. But last week, I blame Dee from Sergeant Red's, his wife, John's wife, who I'm guessing he was asleep and she was all over the place. So, Dee, where the hell are you? I know you guys watch. It's going to be a Cobra vehicle this time because they seem to be alternating. So it should be a Cobra vehicle this year. That's why I said you could do a moray, and then already knowing that next year you're going to do a whale. But could you imagine if you're doing a whale next year and people haven't even got that moray in hand, knowing exactly how big they are, and the moray is smaller than the whale. So, all right. Jeremy Kimberly says, Haslab a Havoc with cross country, only way of getting that country boy. Yeah, you know what would be awesome if they did him and they gave him two different heads, like a regular size head and then a giant head, like his O-ring version. I like the Havoc. It was a fun toy. It was a sniper's dream, just like the Cobra Stun. Hey, look, there's the gunner just sitting up there, not being defended at all. All right. So there was your Marvel Legends. Not that much to talk about. All right. Patrick says, "What's the Dreadnought Swamp VR that came with Copperhead? Do you mean the water moccasin? That wasn't the Dreadnoughts. That was the water moccasin. The water moccasin is small enough that they could do that as a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, just from what we're seeing that they're doing. There wouldn't be a lot to it, and especially when you see the Fortnite, that's about the size that it would be. It would be way more detailed, I believe. And I guess you could get away with doing a hovercraft, the whale, and then doing that to go along with it, kind of like how they gave us the Hiss tank, and then they said, hey, you know what? Here is the vamp. So here we are talking G.I. Joe. We can't even get to anything else. I would like to see an X-Men Blackbird, but I know they wouldn't. See, I'm not a Marvel guy, but they're supposed to be, they're supposed to be these dream toys, and that's exactly what you should be doing. Something expensive, something 6-inch, and the Blackbird would be awesome. You just have to be able to make it fit into a scale and make it open where you can actually fit probably 6 figures in it, I would say. I think that would suffice to have 6 figures in it. But I think that one would be awesome. So I threw some Godzilla monsters in here because I know there are some Godzilla fans here. Probably like my moderator, Action Figs, who will be going live tomorrow with Mr. Wonderful for Toyleet. Who I'm part of Toyleet. I don't know if you guys know this. Me, along with Hella Dope Toys, Realm of Toys, Ed, and Travis always puts himself like right in the middle. Travis always puts himself like right in the middle, which is always kind of funny. So, all right. Well, and that's why you have to scale it down. See, I think the Blackbird. So let's say the Blackbird compared to the G.I. Joe Sky Striker, because the Blackbird can technically be changed, and there's no actual dimensions of what it should be. I think you could get away with making it a little bit smaller and maybe a little bit wider to fit in 6 figures. Where the Sky Striker, with its just 2, knowing that it is an F-14 Tomcat, and that the Sky Striker is already scaled down in class or in O-ring form, that you couldn't do. God, it would be so big. It would be something hard to do. It would definitely be something hard to do, but they could do it. All right, so I have no idea what this creature is. I'm not up on my Godzilla monsters, but it is here if you want it. There is also a Godzilla with bionic arm. Here we have a 3-headed. What is this thing called again? I forget what it is. Motu from Godzilla 2014. Did we really just call it Motu? Is that really his name? Motu? Ghidorah. Everything classic, collectibles, and reviews. I'm glad I clicked yours because you're not really here too often. But Jay Astro also said King, and same with Just Another Anderson. And so that is Motu. I really, yeah, I don't know. I know someone's gonna yell at me like, "This guy doesn't know anything about toys." I'm like, "Oh, I know." It's like cool looking things. But if you need this, there you go. And this is Haya Toy, so they should be available on like actually I think they are available right now on BBTS. So this is 33 centimeters high, which means I have no idea how tall that is because frankly I don't care. Because I live in the US. I go by inches, you know. So 33 centimeters might as well be, I'd say as tall as I am, but you know, that would be it's Muto. Okay. Well, it says Motu. All right. SH Figure Arts. And this is where we got some of the King Kong. I meant King Kong. I said Godzilla. I meant some King Kong with a bionic arm. He looks like the dude from Spider-Man that was like punching walls. But he has this, what I'm assuming is a spine of maybe a Godzilla type creature or with a big knife at the end. With super long proportionate arms. Again, he's a monkey, so it's understandable. But you look at this and you're like, is that a McFarlane toy? Maybe it's one of those Marvel Legends figures that the proportions are way out of whack. But this thing is pretty cool as a weapon. All right, so. But again, this is SH Figure Art, so you're looking at paying a pretty penny for it. But I throw this stuff in here because I know my moderator, Ed, is really into this. So before anyone yells at me that, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, absolutely correct. King Kong on Ozempic. Oh, God, you guys kill me. You guys are awesome. Like, seriously. Hail Caesar. DJ Mr. McFly says 33 centimeters is a little over 16 inches tall. Thank you very much. And God, that's big. Like, I didn't realize that. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I'm not really thinking about how tall centimeters are. You never really pay attention when you have to, you know. But damn, 16 inches. That's a big boy there. But yeah, this is cool. Ed, are you getting one? I've never heard Ed talk about SH Figure Arts. So King Kong has that power punch fist that was the Scorpion in Spider-Man had. That's all that I said. That's what she said. Yes, I know 16 inches is essentially a foot 4 inches. Thank you very much. I do know how many inches are in a foot. If somehow I only got 2 pictures of this, but no one really cares. Yes, King Kong with the arm brace. It'd be cool if he had like 2 knee braces like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, Clint, I Googled that fact, 16 inches. All right, so this is Elvira for Pride Month. If you're someone who is anti, you know, you have an issue with Pride or whatever, then don't buy it and don't comment on it because, well, you know, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, when I saw this, I had sent a picture over to Ed and said, God damn it, she's still hot. God, is she damn hot, man. I'm talking about the actual actress because she was showing it off. But if you needed a Pride Elvira, who I think that fits in absolutely perfect in what her character is and the person that she is, this is here for you. It's just like the elves that they're doing, that they're going to use that mold over and over and over for different things. Well, here's one for you, and maybe you don't need it, and maybe you're like, that is exactly what I need, and it is there for you. Or maybe you just like rainbows. This picture here keeps creeping me out. There's no way I'm not the only one that looks at this picture and says, why are her arms coming from her waist? Doesn't it look like her arms are coming directly from her waist rather than from her shoulders? Because every time I've seen this picture, I'm like, this is fucking me up. Agree. I'm glad NECA is doing this. She still looks great. Dude, she looks fucking so damn hot. Jeremy Kimberlin, hashtag just cripple things. Did I miss you say something? Oh, Jeremy Kimberlin, inches in a foot? Wouldn't know. Well, you know, in inches in a foot, you just wouldn't know inches in feet, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just, but anyway, Elvira, I mean, they're going to use it. I mean, there's nothing else they can use this buck for. So they're going to put out as much as possible, whether it be exclusive, signed ones, a regular one, a Pride Month, you know. So if you want it, go get it. If you don't want it, walk by it at Target and act like it doesn't exist. I do that to a lot of stuff. I call them Funko Pops. Except from my daughter. If I'm with my daughter, then we stop and look at the Funko Pops because she still likes them. She does come with, is this a DVD or a book? I forget what she's holding, but again, good looking figure. They gave a lot of pictures of her doing the same thing. So a different face mask. She's got her, it's either a book or a DVD. She's got her flag. Oh, and then her base, her stand it's actually signed. It looks, oh my gosh. No, she is not. Though she'd probably be cool with that, to be honest. I just kind of get that vibe from her. FC, absolutely. She is still a hottie at she's like 70 or almost 70. We were talking about this. Maybe it was on Saturday, but if you notice, a lot of those 60s, those 50s and 60s women that lived to be in their 70s and 80s, they kept their looks pretty nice, unlike the people today. And I think a lot of it has to do with the lack of plastic surgery and the lack of makeup to cover everything. But yeah, and I think she's one of them that just is keeping her looks. And, you know, the day that she dies, which hopefully is a long time for her and her family, you know, it's she's going to look hot. So there you go. And then this popped up today, so I threw it in here. This Dracula. Now, I know we've talked about Dracula before, but for some odd reason, I don't remember seeing all of this stuff. So this is new. NECA doesn't have the greatest. They don't have the greatest articulation. I think we all know that. Sometimes their figures aren't the greatest when it comes to the plastic, but they have some of the best obscure style accessories to come with figures. I wish Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe, and I wish they would just throw in like weird ass accessories just to have, like like the frozen fudgy bar. Like, give us some weird accessories that we can use. A hamburger. But this figure does look really, really good. And if you like Dracula, you have a chance to pick this up. Soft goods cape. And just the way the plastic, I mean, I don't believe anything else is soft goods, but some of these companies, Mythic Legions is notorious for it, is they're able to make, like the plastic blend in so perfectly with the soft goods that it doesn't really matter that the hood, let's say, isn't soft goods. So, and this here looks the exact same. The suit looks really good. The way the weird neck and knees are, I think this works really well. It almost looks like it's kind of like a wrinkle within his pants here. It looks like he's, about to take a pee. But yeah, his face looks like office mid-level manager. It is a young Count Dooku. But you get this nice shovel. And the one thing I will say about NECA, you never have to worry about them having soft plastic accessories. Those things are some of the hardest damn things that you're ever going to have to deal with. So, but you're going to get two different candles. You get the shovel, 3 different heads. It's always weird when they only give you 5 hands rather than 6 or 8, or anytime there's an odd hand, unless it's like, let's say Sergeant Slaughter who's pointing, or I think Cobra Commander who's pointing, and you just want the pointing hand. So, all right, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to leave you with a message from our sponsors while I go, use the little boy's room.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, "Oh, Moss Man, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio." So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HelloDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in 1 business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Moss Man, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HelloDopeToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box and I thought, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh, dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelloDopeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all saved. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to HelloDopeToys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then like at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to HelloDopeToys.com and like and subscribe, and then in the comments put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not HelloDopeToys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
All right, that was a word from our sponsors. Seriously, the worst paying sponsors ever. My moderator, Ed, is about to find out exactly how bad they pay. Probably a little bit better than I pay for my mods. So I guess I can't be bitching too much. And honestly, check them out if you haven't checked out Hella Dope Toys. Aaron and Ted really are two good guys. Maybe the only two good guys that still live in Columbus, Ohio. But they really do ship as fast as they get it. And they do pack really nice, almost too nice to a point where you're kind of like, I just want to get it open. And they did say that, and I've been meaning to talk to them just for my own wondering. They did say that the APWT code is one of the most used codes. So as long as you guys continue to use it and support that company, hopefully I have the exclusive rights to the Mossman commercials. Although after seeing the Ken stills with the fake Condor, I'm sorry, the fake Chuckles as Condor imaging on their Instagram, I'm a little jealous, and I kind of want that because I kind of like I like Ken or Ted is living with Ken right now. Pretty damn funny. If you haven't checked it out, go check out their social media. Anyway, the Four Horsemen dropped this weekend, $120. I don't know if it's still available. Now, this is only going to be available through the Four Horsemen's website. Now, they will do a version probably within 6 months. That will be the store exclusives or the customer appreciation, something like that. There'll be a different color. Okay, so Matthew and Beckley are both telling me that it is finally sold out. Same with Joe. I was going to order it. They do not take PayPal. So I said, all right, well, I will wait because Joe Fest is coming. And if you take PayPal, then I could do that. Still don't understand why people don't take PayPal, but it bothers me. The more I looked at these, the more that I really did like them. I mentioned on Saturday how awesome. I mean, this is old man calf right here. All right, look at those calves. They are absolute marvelous right there. Every single bodybuilder would kill for those. Beckley says, I passed on it. Looks cool, but not my thing. I was hoping they make a spooky mummy. Just wait, man. I really like the Figure Obscure line, but I'd rather wait for the appreciation wave. That way I can get it either from Hella Dope Toys or I can get it from Sergeant Reds. I'm kind of waiting for the other ones that came out so I can pick them up at Sergeant Reds. Nope, that's not what. Woody said that he got his. Please don't fart on them, Woody. Nobody wants a stinky Four Horsemen. Oh, Joe, I may have picked up a few. Man, that is crazy. But I know that's your bread and butter, so I love it, man. I may have one or two more G.I. Joes than I actually need, so I can't say nothing. Again, this was $120 for these two figures, so you're looking at $60 each, and we were just talking about price, but I think these are both worth it. And then when you see the amount of accessories that they come with, so here's the photography, and they do amazing photography. I got storms right now, and it's banging up against my window. But yeah, these were very impressive. I don't know how many people, if anyone, knew that they were going to be dropping a 2-pack for $120. That is that hurts. But they did do the Headless Horseman, which I believe the Headless Horseman was $140 when it came out. So, but here you are. But when you see everything this comes with, so Anubus here. I mean Anubus. Here's the packaging, and then what Bastet is that how you say it? I may have pronounced it wrong, but again, awesome packaging. These are things that can be repackaged in it, which, again, this is how I think Mythic Legions does it right, because they're not going to Target, they're not going to Walmart, they're going to BBTS, or they're going to like Sergeant Reds here. So you don't really have to worry, hopefully, that no one is stealing, but you can slide everything out, then put everything back when you're done with it. Joe says 1 for display and a few for custom. See, when you get to a figure that's like, well, I guess technically it's only $60 a figure. It's not $120 like you kind of think in your mind, but I know when people do customs like $100 figures, I'm just like, wow, I don't know if I could bring myself to do that. Woody says, yeah, I don't collect Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions, but the figure obscura taking my fancy. I kind of feel the same way. I do have some Mythic Legions and a couple Cosmic Legions, but there's something about the figure obscura, Woody. I'm with you, man. They really, really do pop. Man, I saw an IOG dial maker making that doorway backdrop. I can't remember who. I'm assuming you're talking about this one right here. Well, you can make it. I've seen the stuff you make. You can do it, Radnam. All right. So here's everything that they come with. So this is everything one of the figures comes with. The accessories alone, if you're all in, let's say, on AWOC, or if you're going to be all in on, what's the new one that they can't stand up? Savage Crucibles. Like, this thing is really cool. Or let's say you need to do something where they are creating Serpentor, and Dr. Mindbender and Destro are seeking out, like, you could use something like this. So here's what the other figure comes with. So just all these accessories, I mean, just the two big ones here make it really make it worth it, along with the figures. And again, if you've never messed around with a Mythic Legions figure, or there was a 4 Horsemen, but you ever mess around with a 4 Horsemen Mythic Legion figure or figure obscura, you don't get the greatest articulation, but that's not what you're paying for. And I will continue to bang on that drum. You get sculpt, you get paint, you get accessories, you get soft goods, you get everything. I mean, they do such good work. Odin says, I was waiting for this drop while in line for a library book sale opening at 9 a.m. and managed to get one. Well, they were up for sale for quite some time at 8 o'clock. Matthew is one of the big people that will say they give you a false sense like, hey, this is going to sell out. But then it goes back up at 8 o'clock after they pull it down. Then more go up at 8 o'clock. Now, people should start getting them tomorrow. And people that were at their show got them. So they were available. And then you also know that the retailer wave will also have them. So there's a good chance that I might be able to pick up one of these at Joe Fest, because I'm sure they're going to have some there. Everything Plastic Collectibles and Review says almost as many accessories as Marvel Legends. Do you mean there's almost as many accessories as there are a number of Marvel Legends figures? Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to argue with the lack of Marvel Legends stuff. So, all right. A little bit of Monster Force. If you're into Monster Force, maybe you want that stuff to talk about. Because the main bad guy there would fit perfectly with the main bad guy. Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? The Target exclusive Black Widow had a bunch of accessories for $27. It was a great deal and an amazing figure. I think, Matthew, you have it, so I think you know. Again, that doesn't make any sense, guys. Like, what are you doing, Marvel? But whatever, Hasbro. All right, so this is the final paint for Dracula for Monster Force. I know there's a few people that are waiting for this. I might be one. Ed might be one. Beast Battleground might be one, and many, many others. I hope they have some of these figures completely painted up at Joe Fest. I hope they have some that are actually for sale, and I can pick some up and cancel them from BBTS, just so I can actually have them in hand. I am so excited. Like, seriously, like these. I mentioned it before. There's something about this line that it's so original without being original. They're taking characters that have been around for years and years, and I mean, I think some close to 100 years, and they're making them into a military style. Well, they're fighting a military, and I just, yeah, Beckley here, tactical vampires. So there's something about taking everything that these things are and somehow making them original. It's not another military line, which, you know, is, again, I don't know. It's hard to be original with a military line, considering eventually you're kind of copying what the military does. But to take undead, you know, forces, or, you know, Van Helsing, where he has to team up with his bitter enemy or his bitter rival, like, just awesome. And they look so good. And I have heard firsthand that from someone that is involved in these exactly just how great these things are looking so far, how they articulate, and I can't wait to actually get a couple in hand just to do some reviews and actually see if they're that good. Ed says, "Oh man, I love if they were ready for sale at Joe Fest." You know what? You don't even have to give us all of them. Give 2 or 3 that we can buy, right? I think we'd all be happy with that, right? Hey, you know what? We're gonna have 2 Monster Force for sale. These are the ones that we're able to get in. If you're at Joe Fest, and I think we'd all be just like a pig in shit. But anyway, I just wanted to show this because every time I see my other Monster Force, I get a little bit happier. All right. Little G.I. Joe news, not that much to be 100% honest. And we'll start off with 3-0. I have the first, not the first 2, because I believe they did the Red Dead Snake Eyes before they did Storm Shadow. But I have Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. These are 12-inch figures, so they're not any scale that we normally talk about. They run about $175 to $185, and I think they're awesome. I think both Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes that I have, they knocked it out of the park. I wish I had, you know, more money and more space to go in on Firefly and Roadblock. Both Cobra Commanders, and I know we've discussed this before. I know Matthew and I have discussed this. Other than the boots on Supreme Cobra Commander, I think it is an absolute wonderful classified figure. And I think it really pops with this. Now, there have been some things that they made some changes on, like the cape, which I didn't even realize was in the shape of a tongue, like a snake tongue. But the classified version, it was in the shape of a snake tongue. I realized that it was cut. It never dawned on me that it was supposed to be the shape of a snake tongue until Chris McLeod was talking about it on the Full Force. Odin says, I didn't realize they did some Monster Force characters in the 118th Eagle Force line too. And when a mostly 118th collector is in Asia who I follow posted a haul with those today, I freaked out. I didn't know they did it either. You also got to hear how bad I read. How the hell did I don't know how I did a read for Empire Strikes Back and actually did a decent job. Pancho says you can also use some of them for custom G.I. Joe stuff too, it looks like. I think we're talking about Monster Force. Yeah, I think a lot of the Monster Force, like they have military figures in blue and blue and like camouflage that they know what they're doing. They're making sure that you can use that with G.I. Joe. No different than what Valaverse did. No different than what Valaverse did. So yeah, it's not a big surprise. So anyway, there's a lot of pictures for Cobra Commander. Just be ready. But I do think this looks good. I really think that I think the Supreme Cobra Commander is a really good design. Now there was this debate about the suit being black, where a lot of people thought that it was a very, very dark blue. I thought it was a dark blue. And let's say hi to Ted. Hello, friends, listening in the background while he works. Punk Goods read. Hey, you guys don't tune in for my reading skills, I hope. I hope you don't. Or maybe you guys do tune in so you can hear how bad it is. I've never been a good reader. A good speaker, yes, but I never went by anything. It was always impromptu. But yeah, 3-0 does a wonderful job. And I know if people are talking about 12-inch figures, a lot of people go directly to Hot Toys or Mondo, which is, I think Mondos are way beefed up. Hot Toys hit so many different things. They're going to be more expensive. There is no doubt about that. Ryan, who reads better, Larry or Gronk? Well, I've been hitting the head a lot less than Gronk, but yeah. Hopkins Van. You're getting Hopkins Von Rabbit. Hey, Punk, do you think Classified will get Commando Snake Eyes? And did you see 3-0 Commando Snake Eyes? I'm confused. We have Commando Snake Eyes in classified form. It's in the retro. Well, actually, there's two. There's the retro version. There's also the Commando one with Timber. And did you see the 3-0 Commando Snake Eyes? Yes, I have. No, I don't have. They don't have Commando Snake Eyes. I don't think they have Commando Snake Eyes. They're all version 2. Because the Red Dead one is just like that one, except red. So I'm a little confused. Maybe if someone can help me out here. Jeff says, maybe Punk needs to become friends with LeVar Burton and the Reading Rainbow. Okay. All right, Ryan Sweeney, you're getting your little jokes in. On the next Thursday with a friend, Larry and LeVar Burton, talking about Reading Rainbow. Just busting your balls. Love the show. I know, dude. Ryan is awesome. If you haven't checked out Ryan's show, Dreadnought Ryan is on, what the hell's the name of your show again? Island of Misfit Toys Collector, I think, right? Okay, Hopkins says, sorry about that. You're right. I did not consider the Timber 2-pack was the same damn Snake Eyes. Yeah. Yes, that one was considered. That one was actually called the Commando Snake Eyes. Although someone tried saying that it was called, tried saying that it was a Commando Snake Eyes in winter, that it was the Arctic Commando. It actually says that, I believe, on like Hasbro Pulse, but it's not on the box. And it isn't. They do show them in Arctic weather. So it kind of gives you that idea. There's the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. This was another guy just so you know, he owes me money too. He was another guy that I pushed over 1,000 on the stream, just like we pushed Brick over 1,000, and we also pushed Radical Toys over 1,000. So 3 people we pushed over 1,000 on the show. Who, I still don't know why you guys tune in. Anyway, we're gonna look at this Cobra Commander for too long. I do like the snake version of the cape, and again, I didn't even realize it was snake tongue, but it was, just I like the cut of it, but it's a snake version of the tongue, and not really that big of a deal because it's a big 12-inch figure, but it was called Alpha Commando. Yeah, I thought. Oh, someone said that it was called Arctic Commando. I did not say that. I mean, I said that, but I didn't read that. Okay, you're right. It was Alpha Commando. That's right. It says, "Is this a regular race Cobra Commander or some type of useless exclusive?" No, this is a 12-inch figure. This is 12-inch 3-0. This Cobra Commander has already been released. Yeah, this Cobra Commander has already been released. This is Supreme Cobra Commander, a Pulse exclusive. God, what is he like? 3 years old now? He's like 3 years old. He actually came out before Regal Cobra Commander, if I'm correct. Hopkins says the 3-0 design with the red goggles and Assassin's Creed wrist dagger look fucking sick though, and I wish it was carried over to classified. Give it time. If Lenny's watching right now, he went, "Oh, we could paint a Snake Eyes red and sell it." Just kidding. Lenny doesn't watch this stupid show. Just says, "Nice, Punk is truly man of the people." Thank you. I just we're all in a again fellowship together. This is our community, our fellowship, and when one person rises, we all rise, right? We all get better. All right. So he has this little snake scepter. It's actually pretty large snake scepter. I don't know why they didn't give him the gun, his actual gun, other than they didn't want to mold it. The Supreme Cobra Commander actually has a better blow dryer gun than the Haslab Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander does. Is there anyone else that would agree with that has both figures, that the blow dryer the blow dryer gun that came with the Supreme Cobra Commander is better than the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander one that they gave us? So and I know I saw it. Where is it? Jay Astro wants to know, why doesn't he have a hood, Larry? If you send me a $20 super chat, I will explain why he doesn't have a hood. And then I'll go jump out my window. His lab has great meme potential for Cobra crowdfunding. You know what? You're absolutely correct. Like, that is, yeah. So I'm assuming Heavy Metal Toy Box is agreeing. Yes, I do believe you are correct. Yeah, the blow dryer gun just looks better. I know now we're talking about something different. So it does look like this has a wired cape. I meant to message Lenny. I'm going to message Lenny, and I'm going to ask him like what his feelings are about. Like, these are his designs. And I just want to know how he feels about like Super or 3-0 basically using his design. Now, it would obviously be okayed by Hasbro. They technically do own it, but I'd like to know what he actually thinks about 3-0 using it and Haya Toys using it. I mean, it just feels like it's one of. I would be aggravated, just me personally. Like, you're just using my designs, and Haya is just like recreating it. Bill, have a great night. Nice seeing you, and good job on the name change. Supreme Cobra Commander's only weapon is a cane to knock on doors. No, Supreme Cobra Commander has a blow dryer. Hopkins says, you don't have to say anything if you don't want, but I just was wondering what happened with Viper Island because I heard your name along with some other channels pop up about him. I've talked about Viper Island so many times before any of this happened. Basically, all Viper Island does is, I really shouldn't even tell people this because someone can do it. There's no checks and balances when it comes to Instagram. So if someone just wants to go and start copyright striking someone, there's no checks and balances. And it absolutely sucks. So he copyright struck me a couple times, more than a couple times. But I was the first one to lose my channel. Then when and he's stolen stuff from a Toy Kind of Movie. That's really where it started. Travis threw a fit about it, and rightly so. Travis threw a fit. Travis from a Toy Kind of Movie, Travis Moody, that they cropped them out for an interview. Said it was their interview. Their people on the floor at San Diego Comic-Con. But myself, Chaz, Jersey Maniac, we made memes about him. He copyright struck us. A couple months later, he copyright struck me again. My channel was gone. That's why I have 2 Instagrams. If you're on Instagram and you're wondering why do you have 2, well, that's the reason. I had to create another one. It was gone for 3 months. He's hit other people. You know, Chaz lost his, and then it all happened again with Ryan Laserpants. And they're their channel and their following and their group of people are very large, and they really took the fight to him. And he's bleeding subscribers right now. They have called the dogs on him, and yeah, but that's basically it. The guy is he's trash. But I'm not gonna tell you not to watch him. I'm not gonna tell anyone. I'm gonna say, hey, here's all the research. Go check it out. If you think that that's a channel you want to watch, then enjoy it and have fun. If you think that you don't want to, then unsubscribe and come check out the fun channels. Quickly here, Ryan says, well, if you listen to some folks, Lenny has stolen all the designs from a former Hasbro employee. Yeah, that's odd, but I hear the designs suck. So why would Lenny steal the designs and then you say they suck? And if anyone is wondering right now, I'm not throwing shade at Ryan. I know exactly what he's talking about. Clint says, I wish Hasbro would come out with a Hooded Cobra Commander and a flag so we could come up with new things to complain about. You know what? I'm with you there. Like yes, give us Hooded Cobra Commander, a Haslab flag, and then we can find something else in the line to complain about. I love that. Oh, shit, dude. See, I tell you, man, like these comments, you people, it's what keeps me coming back every Monday. Anyway, let's get back here. This is okay. So, this has been a thing with Viper Island. I don't have a problem saying its name. A lot of people want to call him Diaper Island, Swiper Island. I don't really care. Like, people say don't say his name because it forces people to go there. I don't really care. YouTube is a big, huge platform, and you can go there and watch his channel and come back here. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to give you the facts. He stole not only has he stolen, like, he steals images, doesn't give credit. He steals videos, doesn't give credit. He stole Super 7's USS Flag shirt, got rid of Super 7's logo, put his logo over it, and put it up on his merch store. And I did a live stream, and I showed all the shirts. He did it with all the shirts that had Hasbro stuff. They were all from the Pulse site. And after I did the live stream 2 days later, they were all taken down. So yes, he does this. It's not like this is not, and I just understand it's a lot of BS and a lot of drama. This is not a bunch of people just going after him. This is not him, his version of it is, I have 20,000 subscribers. He had 20,000 subscribers. Everyone wants to take me down. I do the work. No, he doesn't. I've said it before. In any walk of life, if everyone has a problem with you, it's probably not everyone else. So, just, there's so much. I don't mind talking about it, but it has become, because I've done, I think, two live streams specifically about him, how he bought subscribers, how he steals stuff. That's where it started. And then when he copyright struck me and took down my Instagram, I was on steroids. Travis Moody had made me mad that weekend. So by Monday, I was I was fucking raging. And I think everyone loves when I'm on steroids, but I'm not on steroids at first, except for that time. So. All right. Anyway, if you want this 3-0 12-inch Cobra Commander, this is what you get with them. If it's anything like the other ones, it's a pretty awesome figure. Then we got Pimp Daddy Destro. Now, I think this one really works. I just took some pictures with the original Pimp Daddy Destro with these gridiron guns, which I think look really awesome. But yeah, it's I think it really works in a bigger scale, especially with the cape, the leopard skin here. We need a bobcat skin. We need a bobcat skin for everything. Quickly, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, please. Hit that subscribe button. Also, I know a lot of times you're not subscribed when you're in a live chat. So I think that this, for me, I like this figure more than that Supreme Cobra Commander, just because of the accessories. The color scheme is really good, but this briefcase here with the money, and they did the interchangeable thing, the same thing that Mezco did with theirs. Speaking of that, I cannot find that stupid Mezco briefcase, and it's driving me nuts. It's somewhere in this vicinity, but what is he with? Or what is it with? I don't know, but it's driving me nuts because I can't find it. But yeah, this I think is a really nice looking figure. And I'm sorry, I'm getting really behind on the comments, so yes, Hasbro is okay with a pimp in their line, but not a hooded CC. But if we got a hooded Cobra Commander, maybe we could get mad about a pimp daddy in our line. Yes, we'll be talking. Well, hopefully we'll be getting to that soon. I'm hoping to. So anyway, you're pretty much getting everything that came with the classified version, which is a decent figure, although he's hard to stand up. That cape wants him to fall backwards if you have him standing up straight. It kind of drives me nuts, to be 100% honest. I was really struggling with it. But this is everything that you're going to get. You don't get really large weapons. I feel like you got more. I feel like I got way more with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. I mean, Storm Shadow came with, 2 swords, I believe nunchucks, came with a bow and arrow. I believe he came with some throwing stars. Snake Eyes came with 2 guns, sword, grenades. I just feel like they came with more, and they were actually $150, actually $145. So, let's say hi to Super Tisso here. Let's see here. Someone must have asked if they did this figure. I don't know. Oh yeah. Dude, you can find them for $20. A matter of fact, when I was on Frostbite's channel, I can't come to find out that in Australia, this was like the only figure they had. There were so many of them just sitting there. So yes, Pimp Daddy Destro. It was early on. It was an online exclusive. I don't remember if it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive or just an online exclusive. So it was not available in stores, at least not here. All right. So quickly, Jedi Jaybird showed recent shipping info about the classified series, Mad Marauder, Sergeant Slaughter. So this should be hitting soon. If you are interested in another Sergeant Slaughter, he does come with the weights. He still comes with the stupid AK-47. He comes with this figure. And again, it is called Mad Marauders, not Slaughter's Marauders. And that is because if he ever decides that he no longer wants to be part of G.I. Joe, they don't have to worry about changing it. Of course, they wouldn't have to. It just wouldn't make sense if they didn't have a Sergeant Slaughter in it. So that's why they went with Mad Marauders. It's really not that hard to figure out, but some people seem to have a hard time understanding it. Just trying to read what the hell's going on here. Anyway. Oh, so TK's out of here. All right, TK. Glad you could join. You finished watching it up on the replay. Sounds like that's what you normally have to do, but I fully understand. Yeah. So, okay. So when I say it's not available in stores, if it's not mainline means it goes to Walmart and Target. Any type of what do they call it? Fan channel. That's GameStop, BBTS, Entertainment Earth, your local stores, any place like that. Amazon. Almost everyone, I would say everyone except for Target and Walmart. It doesn't even make any sense, that they're, of who they're giving it to. So yeah, you probably did find it. I don't know for sure, but I believe I can't remember if it started off as a Pulse exclusive or not. I'm surprised someone else hasn't kind of jumped on. Heavy Metal said he got his on Amazon. So yeah. It's after 3+ years of all these figures, you tend to forget. All right, so this has started to hit. So this is from Chris Barlow. See that, Viper Island? It's that easy. You just got to give someone credit. And Leanne, I should have gotten some of her. She just took like 4 pictures. If you don't know who Leanne is, if you're not following Leanne. Is that how it's said? She has some of the best pictures, period. Some of the best photography that you're going to see in any toys. She's awesome. And if I could get her to come on Thursday with a friend, but she doesn't want to, it drives me nuts. Leanne, if you're listening, people want to talk to you. Give me a call, or not a call. You don't ever call me. Message me and say, let's do Thursday with a friend. It's going to be pre-recorded. All right. But I got to say, man, this thing looks awesome. I'm pretty sure Liam didn't. He would have to buy something classified to take pictures of it, or someone would have to send it to him. I think this looks really good. I think it's hard to be upset with this. I don't think the price point is even that bad. But yeah, I am super excited to get this now and seeing this in hand. I know some people have an issue with the wheels because that's not how like a 4-wheeler like that would be. But again, it's a fucking toy. I got to get that uploaded there, Ryan, just so I don't have to say it. Yes, Leanne Hobbs. Awesome. Follow her on Instagram. You will not be upset about it. And I'm just trying to read. I thought there was something. Oh, wait a minute. So Raymond Chung says, I just saw the Cobra Ferret review. I'm assuming that it's someone from overseas because I don't think has anyone gotten it here in the U.S. I don't think anyone has yet, because it should be going out really soon. I mean, if they've gotten it, that thing should hit really quick. And where I'm at, because they're coming out of Chicago, I'm in Michigan. I usually get it really fast. I know I get it usually way faster than Travis Moody, and do you know how I know? Because Travis will cry about it. Oh, Chaz has it, huh? Wow. He does a lot of that overseas stuff. He's a sneaky bastard. Anyway, I think this thing is super cool. Again, this thing was so iconic in the cartoon and in the comic. And anyone, I mean, again, you think Firefly, Storm Shadow, obviously the Crimson Twins. I'm excited for this thing. To give it a figure, you can tell the gray is kind of leading towards that Stinger driver, which I think will fit absolutely perfect here. Yes, it is a travesty. It's always a travesty when he doesn't get it before us. He lets us know too. And Jeremy Kimberlin, it's okay to be wrong, but you're allowed to have your own opinion. If you're not first, you're moody. All right, you won the comments, Ryan. You can go to bed. Holy shit. Holy crap. All right. So here's how it comes boxed. Again, we got to put the wheels on. Hopefully there's not an issue with how the wheels go on like it did the vamp that drove everyone nuts. Woody, good night. Catch the rest of this in the AM, 4 a.m. Oh, man. All right, well, I will give you a couple fart noises for you. Just because you send me a super chat almost every Monday for fart noises. So that's a free one for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything from you, Woody. You're seriously one of the best. All right. I do have to say, though, the female driver doesn't look all female, right? I feel like there's... I mean, I know it's a female, but I think because of all the overlays, it looks a little bit thicker. The legs definitely look thicker. But I thought this was awesome. So if you haven't seen this, it says, I can't read it. It says missile launch information. It says before operating this vehicle, advanced weapon system, be sure to pledge loyalty to Cobra. Refer to the HUD display for launching instructions. So I think stuff like that is super cool. I know people, they don't like the fact that on Duke's backpack that they put the theme song on here. Again, it's a fucking toy, man. Have some fun with it. And that's just exactly what I'm talking about. Did he just call the Cobra chick fat? I did not say that. I did not call her fat. I said that the legs look thicker than what I thought the other figures look like. And the chest plate kind of hides and makes it look like a bulkier figure, which I don't really have a problem with. But when I looked at the pictures, it looked very different. It didn't look like it was a female figure. And that's it. I just love this. Again, I think this thing's gonna be really awesome, and you got to get to the point that accept that there's going to be a lot of vehicles now. It looks like they're really going to go pretty hard with vehicles, and you're going to start running out of space. But the thing that I have noticed, because when I first started doing this, or when I first started collecting the classified, really I didn't know how deep it would go then it was I was displaying everything. Once I started seeing the toy photography and I started doing a little bit of it, and mine's not nearly as good as some people. Ed, I will say this, it stormed here, and when it storms, I get a big river in my backyard. If I didn't have the show tonight, I would have taken Zartan and some of those figures out and played with them and took pictures in the water because it would have looked like a swamp, Ed, but unfortunately, it was Monday night, and I had to get my little nap in. But yeah, as more and more vehicles come, I understand now the people that take, that are doing toy photography. They don't have to display their stuff. They're putting the stuff to the side, and they're grabbing it, and they're going out, and they're doing their photography. And so I kind of understand vehicles a little bit more, and they actually make more sense than Star Wars vehicles, because almost all the Star Wars vehicles are flight vehicles, and it's hard to do anything, flight wise. Hey, I'm full of them. Absolutely full of them. But yeah, so vehicles are coming. Tiger Paw is not better than the Ferret. I can't really say anything that is Tiger Force related is too much better, other than Outback. I really like Outback, but I actually think the Tiger Force characters are they seem way toned down compared to the O-ring versions, and I think that's a good thing. Actually, I have Shang-Chi on my shirt, but I imitated him as Quick Kick, because this was the greatest thing he ever did, was get beat up by Storm Shadow. All right. So let's quickly talk about the topic. And the past 2 Mezcos that I've done have been very frustrating. And I think they're absolutely amazing looking figures. And after Destro came out and then Roadblock came out, I was just like blown away at how good they were. And when Snake Eyes came, I kind of was like, I thought he was a miss. I'm just going to say that. I thought he was a miss. I do think he looks better in person than all the videos and pictures that I see, because the pleather that is on him, I had to, on day one, the clip that holds the sheath into his back on his bandolier had broke off, so I had to use a little bit of Elmer's glue. Knowing that Elmer's glue won't ruin it, I can always peel that off just to secure it. And, I had never messed around with Mezco other than the one Bishop that my friend let me review, and his leg was broken. But, that happens. It was taken care of and replaced. I did not review it after that because I was like, I don't want to. I'm not going to do that with $100 figure again. That's your figure. I already had a bad look at it. So when it came to Destro, I think he was like my third or fourth place for my figures of the year non-classified. And I still think he's absolutely wonderful. And then when it comes to Roadblock, the exact same thing. He came in right behind him, in my opinion. And I do collect a lot of other things other than just classified. And I was all in. Like Mezco, I'm all in, man. Like you're knocking it out of the park. But yeah. And Snake Eyes was very frustrating for the. I think they should have either put some sort of armor on him or just did all cloth. And Storm Shadow just has so many little accessories, and you can go watch my review and see how frustrating I was getting. is probably the best looking Storm Shadow that I've ever had. Maybe the 301, which you can get more detail, obviously, out of a 12-inch figure. But the Mesco one is amazing. And if someone tells me it's not $75 better than the classified, I'm not going to argue with you and say, but you're talking about two different things completely. Because when you mess with a Mezco, there is a difference between you feel the difference between the classified. But my frustration that comes, and it really started with, Snake Eyes, I didn't have frustration with it as much as I just didn't like the way that it looked. Storm Shadow, you can watch the review, and things kept falling. Every time I tried doing something, I'm knocking something off. The hands, as much as I think they're wonderfully designed, they also come off really easily. But now you get to Firefly. And honestly, that Firefly looks awesome. But the problem is, and this is my personal opinion, when you first got Destro, his cloth goods are a elastic type. So they just hold together, which I think is perfect. But on his gauntlets are already on. So when you change out the missiles to be either the regular missiles that are on it or the ones that are attacking, you're just popping those on and off. And then on the other gauntlet, he has like a communicator type that he can flip open. He does have an issue where his sidearm falls down, but that's because it's not clipped up anywhere. Roadblock doesn't have anything on his arms. Again, his pants are a canvas type, but his shirt there is the same thing. It's like a wife beater style. But when you get the Firefly, it's canvas. And it wouldn't be that bad, but the problem is he gives you all these little knife sheaths and communicators. So there's 3 different knife sheaths. There's a communicator. And the biggest problem is because it's not an elastic type. It's a canvas, and it makes him hard to move around and to pose. Like, you have to move the stuff around a lot, but when you want to put on the elastic, sheaths and stuff, well, now you're fighting with this canvas that is moving around completely. Not to mention, you also have these big, ugly elastic straps that are going over the canvas, and it makes it really hard to pose and all. Night Ryan, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining. I talk to you all the time. He sends me some really inappropriate memes. I may send some back to him. Not as many as Ed, though. And Whiskey Fox, he says, my Firefly is on the way and probably my most wanted figure. Now, it's kind of funny because Bees Battleground, I talked about it, and no one seems to want to watch the reviews. Like, the views are really down for both of us. Like, no one really seems to really care. I think he looks awesome. It's all the accessories, and I think that in some ways they're giving too much. The fact that there is 2 knife sheaths that can go with Firefly. There's also a little communicator. There's also a bigger knife sheath that I'm assuming should go on his leg. They really should have found a way to incorporate that into a hard, gauntlet. And I know Firefly didn't have that, but they should have found a way to incorporate that into his suit. So you're not trying to push this elastic up, which is moving everything around. He's very difficult to move because... And actually, Ed and I were talking about it on Saturday. I think it before the Bobcat attack. It might have been after the Bobcat attack. It's hard to tell. Everything's a blur after the Bobcat attacked us. It's very frustrating. And if they would have just made it kind of integrated, then you could have just swapped everything out. And the way that I do reviews, I know, is way different than what most other people do. And I want to give you a first-hand look. And it's very frustrating. And again, I know I know that I'm doing it that way to show you the frustration you're going to go through, or the frustration you're not going to go through. You know, it's it's all of that. Matthew says, I watched all Mezco Fireflies I watched all the Mezco Fireflies reviews. I wish I could have gotten them. Maybe it will be at a convention. I'm not knocking the figure, but I have to say this. If you give me the classified one, hell, even the Cobra Island one with the big old bulky vest, but you give me the classified one, I can move them around and pose them way easier. And it's not about the figure. Mesco already have enough articulation. They have a lack of articulation. But Cobb, did you not? I think Cobb missed it. I'll play it in a little bit. Don't worry. I just think they're giving you a little too much to make things work. Where, again, if they get rid of the elastic straps and just made it where when you look at this here, it's like this canvas, but if I go to bend his arm, this all bunches up and I have to move it. For Destro, is more of this elastic. And, you see this gauntlet here. So this piece can just come off, and then I put the missiles on it. And if they would have done something like this, and I don't even have them on here. I don't even have them on here because it's so frustrating. Because everything bunches up, and then also because the elastic can only be so thin, it just doesn't look good. So I think it looks better not having it, rather than if you would have found a way to make it a hard piece and have it there where I could just swap it all out. They give you a lot of, similar hands. There's a couple hands, like he really needs like a gripping hand for the second gun. I don't like prying them out. I think their hands are really good, but there's just a few things that I think like it's kind of overkill with everything, because you spend all this time and you get it into a wonderful pose and it's like, I don't want to touch it. I didn't want to mess. A matter of fact, Storm Shadow hasn't been moved. He's been sitting in that exact same position. Where Roadblock and Destro are constantly being moved around because they move so easily because they have less stuff going on. And I don't know about the other Mezcos. I can't speak on them because I don't have anything else. Eric, you could have gotten you could have gotten Destro for $45 on Entertainment Earth because it was $55, and if you would have used my code, I'm not saying anyone could have used it, you get another 10% off. So people could have got that thing for $45, and I will say that was a steal for $45. It is a steal for $63 because it is an amazing figure. It's just one of those, again, I still have Duke to come, and we'll see how Duke is, and then I'll have to judge any other Mezco G.I. Joe figures that come if I'm going to stay in the line. And I don't like to complain that, hey, we're getting too much stuff. I just think that some of the stuff wasn't thought out all that well. Again, if I had to put elastic over something like this, it probably wouldn't have been as bad. But unfortunately, that's how the Firefly is. And it was very frustrating. So 10% of 55 is 10 now. I said it was 50. I said it was 50, and for 10% off, you would have got it for 45. Is my math wrong? I don't think so. Yeah, they're all saying he's great. Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to put down the Mesco figure because of the look of it. Now, again, you give me three faces. They all look almost the exact same. I can tell you that the two hooded faces for Storm Shadow are different because the one face looks exactly like the card art. It was like they went in and they tried to design it to look like that. But yeah, I may have. If I did, that's not what I was trying to say. But God knows I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, David Miller, that is another thing. I'm assuming you're talking about Storm Shadow. I know I don't want to get him dirty, so I can't believe you'd be talking about this guy because he's black. Snake Eyes is black. Roadblock is also, he's black, but his uniform is different. I'm the same way. I'm scared to move him around just for the fact that I like, what if I have something on my hand? What if I have like a little bit of chocolate? It ain't coming off. It's not like I can throw it in the fucking washer and he's all good to go. Yeah, I'm with you. And again, especially if you put lotion on your hands, you have to make sure it's all in before you even start messing with anything. The amount of little shiny spots on my Hiss tank, because every morning before I leave for work, I go ahead and turn the lights on. Am I getting the Haslab Sky Striker? Well, that came and went. If you're talking about the Haslab Sky Striker that came out 3 years ago, it is sitting on my USS flag. So, yes, I am getting. If you're talking about the next Haslab being a Sky Striker, it is not a Sky Striker. We know that for a fact. So Ed says 1/6 scale military uniforms suffer from the same issue as Firefly, so it's just real life fabric in a miniature world limitation. Exactly. And if you think what Ed's saying here, if that's the issue with the 12-inch figure, once again, we're scaling it down so you start to have the exact same problems. And if you're trying to just I'm putting it on a shelf and that's where I'm going to leave it. And I'm going to find the pose and I'm going to pose it here, and maybe 6 months to a year, I'll do a different pose. I'll take it down. Then really not that big of a deal. But if you want to constantly change things around and do something different, it does become very difficult. And it doesn't mean that I'm out of the Mezco, but I just think that some of the stuff, and I actually did not talk to Bobby B about it, but I got the feeling that he had the same feeling that I did, that it's aggravating, and he doesn't even want the shit on there because it's just anytime you move it, everything bunches up. And I can't speak for the other stuff on Mesco. I'm just going on with G.I. Joe. Again, I think Roadblock is awesome. I know people are tired of Roadblock, and yes, he is a little too small. He should be on a bigger buck. He should be tall. Actually, I think they should be on a small. Well, he should be on a bigger buck. They should be on a smaller buck. But Roadblock, every piece that you can put on him or take off is awesome. It makes you want to have two of them. Destro doesn't have too many different looks other than the, you can change out his holster and put a different pistol in it. Obviously, it's different heads, and he has, the missiles launching and the missiles, loaded on him. Firefly, you can do different looks with them. You can take off it's not a plate carrier. I was corrected on that. I forget what they said it was. It's just a tactical vest, I think. If you don't have the tactical vest on, the backpack doesn't work properly because the way that the straps are, they're too bunchy. You have to have that tactical vest on them just to make them a little bit thicker. And it just comes off with Velcro. But you can have them going around without anything on it. David Miller says, I'm not going to kid myself. I'm buying every Mesco Joe they make. I've bought them all. I've already paid for Duke. And I don't even think Duke looks good. I think that face looks awful. With that said, if I continue to have issues like this, and we're talking about over $100 for a figure, I could see myself saying, great figures, but it's too much of a frustration. And can I do what I want to do with it? Again, I do like to display mine, but when it comes to like Mesco, I keep Mesco around me up here. So they're either going to be back there or they're going to be on my desk or over here, where the classified is downstairs. Well, some of the classified, not all of it. I used to have them in the display, but now that there's more Mesco, I can have them in their own little world, and obviously have some classified with it and different things like that. But it's I think they make wonderful figures, but I just think that some of the stuff is too much. I think Destro and Roadblock, it was a really, really good mix of how they should be. Snake Eyes, I think, for as long as we waited for Snake Eyes, at Timber, my opinion, classified Timber is better than it. I think the faces look better. And there's a lot to like about them. There really is. But there is just a lot of frustration. The amount of little throwing stars that fall off. And again, if you watch the review, all these little pieces, these throwing stars right up here, someone's going to yell at me, the throwing knives, they fall out. Now, the nice thing is Mesco gives you lots of extras. Again, touching this guy, you're worried you're going to get him dirty. You should probably move him away from the pop, because there's no cleaning him if I get pop all over him. Yeah, so that was just kind of my thought. I just kind of want to discuss it because the last two ones I've been really, really just aggravated. David says, I've already lost one of the small throwing stars. There's not even I'm going to be 100% honest. There's not even a reason to make it so those throwing stars aren't just attached, because they're too small to do anything. You can't really hold them. The bigger throwing stars, yes. Those ones are so damn tiny, you really can't do much. Now, don't get me wrong. I say that, and all of a sudden, I'm going to have Matthew sending me pictures of how he's holding a really small one. I lost one of Storm Shadow's throwing stars. That pin on his gear seriously looked everywhere. So Super Tizzle says, it's a shame Haya's a bad quality and really only meant for pose and forever stay that way. I don't have any Haya figures, and I'm really interested to find that out. I wish I would have bought them because, man, they've shot up in price. That Storm Shadow and Snake Eye. Then Profit Director Destro shows up. I got the Destro 112, and I think it's great, but I might be a little biased. I believe that. I'm going to address this too. No, I think Super 7 is absolute trash. When they show the renders of what something's going to look like, that most of them look like what they say they're going to look like when they are produced. You are lucky if that's how they come out. I think Super 7, because of the quality, is way overpriced. That $55 price point. I do not again, I'm not a person that's going to go, I'm not going to spend $55 on a figure. Obviously, we're looking at over $500 worth of figures and 3 figures here. And believe me, that's not a brag. It's just there's 5 figures here that are worth over $500. They're quality figures. Now, my gripe here, about this Firefly is that they're giving you too many accessories that are designed and look really good. I just have an issue with some of them. But the issue with Super 7 is it is poor quality. It is not worth $55. And the articulation is absolutely horrendous. And Matthew, I don't know if you got blocked from the guy, but he actually questioned someone that tried saying that on a review said that the Super 7 Snake Eyes had better articulation than the classified one, which that type of stuff sets Matthew off. Like, you guys think things set me off. I could probably run down a whole list and fill up a page of shit that sets off Matthew too. He's just normally not on camera. But you will see him typing shit out. But that guy was not happy. He somehow tried to argue it. And to this day, I don't know what figure he was talking about, because their articulation is just awful. It's just so awful. All right. Just another Anderson. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Except with Super 7, your figure comes in 3 separate boxes. Facts. Hey, I'll say this. You're not the only person to say that. I mean, I disagree. But yeah. Yeah, so Matthew got blocked by that guy too. I don't even know if Brian is thin-skinned because he doesn't listen to anyone, so I don't even know if he's thin-skinned. I don't think he cares. He's put out, hey, we made stuff that we wanted that other people weren't making. And he kind of knows that he has that grasp on the community, right? Or he had it. And I'll tell you what, Hasbro and the G.I. Joe team is doing their best, and the Transformers team, they're doing their best to, showcase stuff that they have. Putting that stuff on Hasbro Pulse, whether it be Reaction or Super 7, Ultimates, like, they're trying. I don't know how Lenny can look at that and be like, oh, yeah, this is a really good figure. Now, again, I said before, you're going to spend $45 to $55 to $60 on a Mythic Legions. Take a drink, guys. And people are going to say, well, they don't have good articulation. I've heard people say, I'm not buying something for that price that doesn't have good articulation. And I will say it again. You go with Mythic Legions, you are paying for sculpt, for paint, for the accessories, not so much the articulation. If those, and it's not just the G.I. Joes. It's that awful Andre the Giant that looked nothing like Andre the Giant, that awful Green Ranger. Their quality in their Ultimates is awful. And they should be ashamed of themselves. If these figures were coming out with great quality, shit wasn't breaking like crazy, and it breaks like crazy. The paint was good. They look like they actually showed you. Then I'd be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, $55 is a lot, but if you want the cartoon accurate, then go get them. But the fact that he had a whole wave come out where the faces weren't painted, and you know what he said? He said, well, the faces still look good. So we're not going to do anything about it. He pretty much just told all the people that bought them, fuck you. I'm not going to do anything. I already have your money and I know you're going to come back. But that wave of female figures, it failed. You're seeing more and more waves of things fail. And then there was that Reddit post about the where Brian Flynn is no longer in charge, has final decisions in product. And he disputed that. But then he comes out and he talks about how, we're doing double articulation on these turtles because if you're a child of that age, that's what you're used to. And then they went and did the research and found out, no, that's not true. Actually, those turtles had little articulation. So you take an investment of $25 million and your product is constantly, it's not even on sale on BBTS and Entertainment Earth. It's not on clearance. That first wave of G.I. Joe Ultimates, it was being sold for $10 a figure. I had so many orders through my Entertainment Earth because I can see what gets ordered, right? They're getting 10% off because it was in stock. Figures that were marked down to $10. They were getting that whole wave for $36. I mean, and then he tries to make it sound like, we're not selling less. He said like, he goes, we got stuck with all these figures because, some of the companies backed out and decided they weren't going to buy them that had ordered them. No, they saw that they were going on clearance. They couldn't get rid of them. So that's why they brought them down. It's because your quality was going down. The Fresco says, point at yourself, asshole. Yes. That's pretty much what he was saying. Pin it yourself, asshole. Okay, so he made fig single jointed for aesthetics. All right. Yes and no. When the line started, sure. But it has evolved. I want you to remember, he said this on the Full Force. I don't know what episode it was, but he talked about it was when they got the reaction, right? And he said, hey, this isn't a popular opinion, but I think 5 points of articulation are better anyway than the O-ring. What? He said that he thinks, that 5 points of articulation, like the old Star Wars figures and his reaction figures, is better than, the O-ring and all their articulation anyway. Okay, no man that isn't lying to themselves has ever said that. No kid in the 80s ever said, wow, you know what would be really cool with these G.I. Joes if they barely move like the Star Wars fucking figures. They don't say that. He knows that he can overcharge people for that. And I mentioned this before. I hate that I'm off on a fucking Super 7 thing, but I'm a punk rocker. He does shit. He does punk rock things. I have a Circle Jerk Skank Man up there. And I have a Gorilla Biscuits Gorilla, right? You probably don't know who Gorilla Biscuits are. You might have heard of Circle Jerks, right? They were $20 each. I don't have a problem with that. And why? Is because no one else is going to make anything like that. And it's really, really obscure. But G.I. Joe and Transformers, they're all over. The He-Man figures, they're all over. People are going to buy those because a lot of people know that property, especially G.I. Joe, right? It's perfectly in their line. Now, you want to do the Office figures, Parks and Rec, Scooby-Doo, where there's a niche audience for it, $20 is fine because you're going to have a lower a lower quantity that you're making. And I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, Joe, you were banging them out. And they went from $18 to $20. No one has said a word. I mean, I did. I fucking pointed it out. Like, and places like Target are constantly have them on clearance because they don't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. Like, did you not hear my rant? So, if you want to know what I think about Super 7 Ultimates, go watch my not Lionel, not Chitara, Tiger video. And you can physically hear me get more and more pissed off. And I got Chitara, and I was super pissed about that too. Tiger was another big fuck you to people. He knew shit wasn't on it, that it was supposed to. And he said, hey, what are you going to do? The factory was done with us. We were done with the factory. People had waited. So we sent them out. Whoa, you sent out a subpar product, not what you promised to people, not what the people bought. And you said, fuck you. No one else is going to give you a fucking Tiger. You're going to deal with it. And you'll come back for the rest of the Super 7 or for the rest of the Thundercats. And unfortunately, people have to because that's what they want. All right. If I was the owner of Thundercats, I would reach out right now to Sparrow Toys and be like, hey, I see what you're doing with AWOC, right? Would you like to do this line? I know you're doing your line, but hey, we want some articulate. They're fucking cats, all right? They should have all the articulation in the world. They should be able to do all kinds of stuff. And again, I'm just using a small example. I went with the San Diego Comic-Con bat. I paid a lot of money for it. I got it from Super 7. They charged me like $16 to ship it. I was under the impression that it was only San Diego Comic-Con and from their place. Then it shows up on BBTS. And it was missing something. The holster, the leg holster snapped when I tried moving the leg. It was loose. It was junk. And I said, I'm not buying these. I was going to give them one more chance. I spent $65 on a figure that should have been $25 at most, not including the shipping. It was trash. Clint says, we Thundercat fans have been pretty underserved, so we jump at Mondo. Hey, it's fucking way better than... Again, I could buy multiple Super 7 Ultimate G.I. Joes for the price of one of these Mesco figures, right? I'd rather buy the Mesco figure and have 5 of them rather than that whole line of figures. And I've said this how many times I've said this so many times about Emerald Knight, who I had on Thursday with a friend. Go check it out. He does amazing photography. He makes Super 7 Ultimates look good. Do you know how good of a photographer you have to be to do that? It's yeah. Okay. Whew. Ted, I'm about to get going because, it's super late. But everyone wants another commercial. Give me another commercial. Ted, while you're here, I want to say this. Okay. I was it Ed that did? Ed, if it was you, I give you the credit, but it's on Hella Dope Toys. Your new Instagram Ken picture, I think it is, Living with Ken, is fucking awesome. I feel like a greedy bastard if I said if I could have also exclusive rights to Ken, I feel like I would have to give up Mossman. I'm not willing to give up Mossman, but could I get Ken in a Mossman video before somebody asks for exclusive rights to Ken? Because Living with Ken is awesome. That was all Ed. Well, Ed, you are amazing, but it's on yours. dude, I was dying. I was absolutely dying. I thought that was so good, so much fun. That is what makes Hella Dope Toys different than other companies. They are guys that are actually in the community. Ted is fucking living with Ken. All right. I don't know if you know this, but you need to watch Hella Dope Toys Sunday night. Ted is living with Ken, and you kind of got a little sneak peek at it. So, so much fun. All right, quickly, I'm gonna do it one more time. Who's here who's still left that was here on Saturday? I'm sure Ed is probably still here. The guy doesn't really sleep. Matthew. So I hosted the clubhouse, and during the clubhouse, look at this. Thanks, Punk. More coming in a couple days. Yes. All right. So, look, everyone, look, yeah. Matthew agrees. Like, living with Ken was awesome. It was so good because check out their Instagram and you'll see it. But I think what makes it so good, Ed, and I want you to keep this in mind, it wasn't too much. Again, I say it all the time. Sometimes less is more. Like, it was perfect. It was so much fun. You better get a blue mule in there. There's got to be a blue mule, right? So, all right. So anyway, back to, I got to play it again. I hosted the clubhouse, and around the 2 o'clock, or almost around the 3 o'clock hour, Usual Mike from Australia was there. And since it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, well, it was like one for us, maybe. Our kids would have been asleep. No, actually, none of us have little kids, but Usual Mike does. And here's a short that I made, which I've watched so many times. And it's not just my reaction. You hear the reaction of Matthew off screen, but Ed's reaction is absolutely priceless. Just watch. I really don't do this, but you have been really good in here. Shoot on over there. What the hell was that? Was there like a bobcat attacking someone? Or what the hell was that noise?
Jesus Christ, what was that?
It sounded like a bobcat attacking. I normally don't do this, especially to someone who just jumped in, but he's been so good. Go check out his YouTube channel and give him a subscribe.
Yes. Yeah, dude, his videos are actually pretty cool. I like his videos, and he's asking questions back to the community to get them to kind of guide where he wants to go with what he wants to review and stuff. He's been making some good videos.
Okay,
yeah.
what was the noise? What was the fucking noise? Because that sounded
Yeah,
like
nobody's gonna fess up. What was that?
I think it was Usual Mike. He's the only one that has little people running around him. He's the only one with people around him.
He looked a little suspicious.
I didn't see nothing.
that sounded like a bobcat outside my house does.
He might just always look suspicious now that I'm looking at him a little
We don't have bobcats. Was it you?
All right. Go back and watch it because it's 5 hours. You could kind of scroll through it, but we get the fake geek dead life. We totally didn't do the jazz hands. I'm glad Jay Gladfeld popped in here to find out what we were talking about. I have a feeling Allison shot him a text and was like, hey, you need to tune in right now. I totally forgot about somehow the jazz hands came in and was like, oh yeah, he totally does the jazz. Was it 6 hours? 6 hours, Matthew? 5 hours and 59 minutes. Okay, so 6 hours. I don't know. I didn't plan on being that long. I thought maybe we'd go 3-4 hours. It flew by. It was so much fun. Yeah, it's so, but the clubhouse, it is just, it is continual, like different people tuning in. Ed was there the whole time. I was obviously because I was hosting. Thanos was there the whole time. So there's a couple of us that were there the whole time, But yeah, it was just that's what makes it fun. It's something always changing. There's no topic. It's kind of whatever comes up. The first time I hosted it, we somehow we got on Wood Bunny. If you don't know who Wood Bunny is, Wood Buni. Look her up on Instagram, but don't do it around with your girlfriend or your wife because you'll probably be getting a divorce. But yeah, and when Viper Scout came on, and I thought he looked like Geek Dead Life, and so did some other people. Matthew did not, and then somehow we got into like him doing jazz hands, which Jay does not do jazz hands, but boy, were we having a blast. But the bobcat thing, again, you could see my reaction was just very like, well, what was that? And then I was so glad Matthew had heard it, but I think Ed's reaction is just like, he's like he was just like, well, Jay does not do jazz hands. Well, that's what was kind of funny because when we played it, because I went and you have to watch the episode. I went and played it, and he does do something with his hands. The whole jazz hands thing had absolutely nothing to do with anything. It was something that Viper Scout did, I believe. And we ran with it, and we're like, oh yeah, Jay and all his jazz hands, right? Making jokes, but then his opening, he does kind of move his hands in a certain way. I'm not one to talk, obviously, because my hands are always fucking moving. I'm a fucking Italian, right? And a Mexican. So my hands are always going to be moving. But it was, I don't know. It was, God, it was so much fun. It says, we need the Viper Scout and Jay side by side. I think I still have it up here. Oh, actually, it's sitting right here. Now, again, I'm not saying that they're fucking identical twins, all right? I'm not saying that. But if you don't see that there's a resemblance, and Viper Scout has been on, he's been on Punk's Pit, the channel members only stream numerous times. He's usually like sitting down or whatever. And he was walking around, and I was just like, oh my God, it's Jay from Geek Dead Life. And when I pulled up the video, Mr. Wonderful Travis was like, hold on. And he screenshotted it. And before I know it, he's sending that picture over to me side by side. No, Allison, you're right. Yeah. He does talk with his hands, but not jazz hands. My inner drama kid wants to make sure everyone knows the difference. It's important. No, okay. You just have to watch the beginning, and he kind of moves. And I don't even remember how the jazz hands came up. There was something else Viper Scout had done something, and that's kind of how it all came. And I don't know. It was a good time. I hope that since I don't believe Jay's ever checked out the channel before. I know he knows who I am because I messaged him a few times asking him some questions about StreamYard and different things like that. I hope he took it in jest and found it funny, considering at the beginning of the show, some asshole that says the real Lawrence showed up with a shaved head and glasses like mine with a goatee and tried saying, hey, I'm the real Lawrence. Right, bud? But yeah, it's I don't know. Well, pants are required if you're on stream. Shark Eyes has proven that shirts are not required. He says both Jays are cool. I'm assuming you're referring to. Well, there's a lot of Jays. There's Jay Bartlett, who I think is really cool because I've been on his channel before, and he's been on my channel. Mega J, I've actually hung out with, and at PowerCon, and I really do. Is Mega J going to Joe Fest? Do you guys know? Shark Guys is a no shirt squad. He's now the no shirt squad and bleach blonde squad. All right. Well, this is 3.5 hours. I don't know how this became a 3.5 hour show. I believe the first episode was like an hour and 45 minutes. And now Matthew was like, you have to go 3 hours. And now we're up to like 3.5 hours. But, you know, we have so many good people in here. 66 people still sitting here. So please, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. It does so much more than you guys realize. 117 likes. So I believe this is the most liked I've ever gotten. It's probably the most liked I've ever gotten in my life. I don't think he's still here, but if you haven't yet, please shoot on over to Brick Something's channel, subscribe. We pushed him over 1,000, so I now believe that this is the third person that I've pushed over 1,000. Radical Toys, Island of Misfit Toys Collector, which is Dreadnought Ryan Sweeney. He has multiple names, I guess. And now Brick Something. And all of them deserved it. All of them deserved it. So, drunk stream punk. Well, I'm straight edge. So you guys all may be drunk for me saying, listen, chapstick. I know there's now, there is I have to figure out what the drinking game is. Because I know it's listen. I know the chapstick is the other one, or one of the other ones. Yes, Joe Fest is always in Georgia. He's if you go back and watch, I think you were there, but during the my Thursday with a friend with him, he talked about it. I don't know if he said where he lives, but he lives in South Carolina, right on the other side of the border. And he's like, it's only like 30 minutes from me or something like that. So he's real close to it. And I really, I like that more than something that bounces around, because then you have to figure out where you're going to go. At least this way, if Joe Fest is something you want to do every single year, that's where it's at. You prepare. Codename Iowa, same thing. It's going to be in Iowa. I don't know. You liked it before, then you find out that I'm sober. Maybe less good for you. Sabir pops in right at the end saying, enjoyed the stream that I caught, got in late, but good stream in what I've seen. We'll watch the remainder today afternoon, night off. Have a good night, Sabir. I'm glad. I like seeing you in here. Fighting codenames, jumping in here. Lurkers like, yes, please. Just hit the like and do that for everything. Like if you see somebody, if you're watching the show, you enjoy it. Sometimes the lives are hard to remember to hit that like button, but it really does help the algorithm. We pushed up to like 107 people watching today. And again, it's all because of you guys in this fellowship, as Pop Blender has so nicely named it. So it says, let's get the Island Viper up in sub. He's actually awesome, especially for changing his name after Punk's debacle and how he dissed Cars. Yeah, actually, did he do that before? He might have done that before I even got the ban. Because he's another one that went after him really, really hard. I have never talked to him before. So I don't even know if he knows who. I would assume at this point most people on YouTube in the G.I. Joe community do know who I am. Whether they watch me or not is a whole nother thing. But yes, Random, we're still going. Oh, I think Random. Oh, I tagged you. You've heard the Bobcat numerous times. I gotta go. I gotta work in the fucking morning. All right. I don't have anything to do afterwards other than maybe review this weird ass skateboard dude with I couldn't believe how much water came out of it. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Brick Something. This Thursday I will be on with. Oh, I'm sorry. This Thursday I will have unboxing art on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Thursday with a Friend. If you haven't checked him out, check out his channel. You can go in the bottom there, hit the links. This Sunday, I will have a special stream at 7:30 p.m. We'll be talking with Delta 17, that is Steve and Ken, Toy Connections, about their show. Not about the show, about their product in Delta 17. So if you like Love Gaslands, there's always the replay, which I definitely do. And I do appreciate people watching it again. But Delta 17, if you like O-ring figures, 1/18 figures, I think you're going to like that. I am out of here. Thank you guys all. Have a good night.